can wave it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Weekend Watercooler. Here are your hosts, Nick,
Robin Williams cocked on JPEG.
Sean,
Yeah, can you do me a favor and shut the fuck up?
Sir Kevin,
Did you see this new fucking Matthew McConaughey commercial? Fucking toolbox.
Doug,
You know what's even better, too, is I've been up on stage with those.
and Jeff, the Dungeon Master.
You can see your titties?
So right now, without further ado, I unleash this group of idiots on you. Enjoy the show.
You know, it's not going to be the same without Big Jeff here tonight, the Big Bear. Where is he? Up in Canada on a squirrel hunting expedition?
I heard Sasquatch got taken down in Maine.
Uh-oh.
Caribou, to be exact.
Jeff is a caribou. Dougie, give me a mic check real quick.
Check.
Yeah, you're off. Our good friend Doug is out. He's out, man. This is not
He
good.
left for the night.
Unplug you and plug you back in.
Back into the ventilator.
Nick
Doug.
cries in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, my God. Look at Doug, the way he handles that thing.
I know.
That's called a prison hand job right there, Doug.
Smurf,
Jesus.
Smurf peen.
That was pretty rough,
I
buddy.
just keep my eyes wide open.
Well, welcome.
Oh, do it for old glory.
Welcome
Just
back.
don't enterprise.
Welcome the fuck back to the Weekend Water Cooler for episode 9. Now, if you were listening last week, there was an abbreviated kind of two gays hanging. Doug and Nikki had a little show last week. A bunch of us couldn't make it. And quite frankly, I refused to come. I kind of boycotted because Jeff wasn't coming. So I just wanted to be honest.
Well, why did you come tonight?
Is your mic fucking out again? Oh, there you are.
Oh, it's just low. I think it's low.
I think it is, too.
Yeah, it's a little low.
go like this.
No, that's just the headphones, brother. That's just the headphones. He's all the way up.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is what it
Anyway,
is.
well,
gonna have
welcome
to make
back
love
to the
to this.
Weekend Water Cooler. We haven't talked to you folks in many weeks. In fact, I think the last time we were on,
I think the last time we were on, the Patriots won the 2004 Super Bowl, correct?
yes, exactly.
Right?
Actually, I
And,
think it was the first one.
So I think we should begin. Are they going to re-sign Ty Law?
What about Lawyer Malloy? Is he coming back or?
That was 2001,
Yeah.
Kev.
Oh, that's what I just said. I was kind of fooling around. Yeah. Well, I miss Lawyer Malloy. He was one of the best safeties we've ever had.
There is a goddamn circle jerk going off on the left of me.
Fucking Doug.
Microphone's about someone ski poling.
How we doing, Doug?
I was just trying to play
All
swords.
right, you are good. You went from fucking Cookie Monster to Elmo. You are back. It is
Well done,
March.
sir. Well done.
March 14th? Is that the right date?
You are correct, because
Yes.
Friday the 13th was yesterday.
Was Friday the 13th yesterday? It kind of was.
Today is Pie Day, and what is it, Doug?
No, steak
It
and...
is steak and BJ Day, but none of us are
Nice.
getting that. That's
Yeah,
why we're
that's
here.
true.
Yeah.
Well,
I
married.
was going to have that, but I decided to have nothing.
I was going to have it too, but I'm married. So that's not happening. But anyway, welcome back. We are glad to be back. It's been a while. And as usual, I will tell anyone listening that you can always go to livestream.com and watch us live. You can go to livestream.com, just to punch in Weekend Water Cooler. And if you want to watch Doug fuck with the microphone for 13 seconds, it's pretty good. It's
Or
pretty
if you wanna
riveting
just
viewing.
watch
And
Kev
make sure you
live.
listen to it live, because we don't pay for live stream, so it gets kicked off after the show.
Does it really?
No,
Well, not
after
the
a month.
Okay. So if you want to watch a show
I was
after a month,
very disappointed that I couldn't listen to the last show that I was not here for.
the one that you were here but you weren't here.
Oh, yes, that's true. I was here.
Yeah, you were here. You
Oh,
were here.
yeah, you were out to lunch.
I'll
too.
give you your quote of the night. I love this. I love tonight. That was your big quote.
I'm just being honest. I love
Yeah.
tonight.
Hey, by the way, did you notice that chair is lowered? And guess how we lowered it?
You spun it.
We spun it.
Awesome.
Exactly.
It's impressive.
Right. Hey, can you
shit, you spun it!
can you hear through your helmet? Or did look at that fucking thing, dude.
Dude, you look like the warden from fucking
Dude,
Oh my
Shawshank
God,
Redemption.
he does.
Doug, you haven't heard that joke before? He uses
No,
that every week.
Even with but especially with the sunglasses. With
No,
the
with the
eyeglasses
glasses,
on.
you
yeah.
do. I never heard that.
Hey
joke.
Doug. Hey Doug. Am I being obtuse?
Am I being obtuse?
Dude,
Well,
where's the 6-shooter? You're not going to swallow anything.
if you
tonight, are
want to watch the shows after a month, Doug, you just go to YouTube and you look up Weekend Watercooler. Now, right now, we only
There's
have
a good chance you won't find it.
you can find one of the first 4 shows. Maybe we should pull those down. Well, it's a pain in the ass, right, to upload?
No, not really. I just need
He's
to
just
actually
lazy.
upload it. It takes time.
Okay. All right. Well, as I mentioned, it's been a while. A lot of stuff's been going on. I have to mention, I was reading in the news yesterday, and this was something that was kind of I was following, but I forgot about. Do you guys remember? I think you were a fan of this song, Blurred Lines.
Yep. I know.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
big
yeah,
lawsuit
that was a
took
big
place.
one.
The first time I heard that, I said, "Where have I heard this before?" And it was because it was the same exact. I mean, note for note, it was as bad as Vanilla Ice ripping off Queen and David Bowie with Under Pressure, and it was Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye. They awarded the Gaye family $7.4 million this week.
Cha-ching.
Well, and did you also hear, too, that the judge said to Robin Thicke that his past album that just came out was horrible and did nothing, and this was the only piece that he ever made that made him famous.
Well, and Robin Thicke didn't lose any money.
Right.
Pharrell Williams did.
Right.
And Pharrell Williams, to his credit, I guess, before when this whole lawsuit started, he said, "I take full credit for writing this song."
Yep.
So if anything, he's going to take full blame.
No, right, but he was still there in the courtroom, and
Yes, he
Robin
was.
Thicke obviously took a lot of offense.
Why would a judge
to
say that to him? I don't understand that. He's not there to judge the quality of the fucking record.
I allow it based off of the fact that it's Robin Thicke.
Yeah, it's a celebrity actually getting like
Dude,
some
I agree.
sort of social punishment.
I like it.
Now, do you guys know his father? I mean,
Yeah.
is that-
I know of him. I don't.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really listen.
He
or-
was,
he was an
Viagra
actor,
commercials.
no.
Growing pains.
I
Growing
know, but
pains.
he's doing commercials now on the radio.
Well, he's not doing. He's doing a.
They play it on the Sports Hub.
It's not mortgage. It's
Reverse
an
mortgage?
IRS commercial.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wait a
And
minute.
Alan Thicke is it's well documented. Is a douche
He's a huge douche.
bag of douche.
What was the song from Growing Pains? You know it.
If you give me a second, I could probably.
How does it go?
When I'm up by spot in our hands, baby, you and
and
me, we're gonna be the best of friends till Alan Thicke stuffs it up my bum.
See if you can find that.
Bum.
He wrote that, and he
Love it.
reminded everyone constantly
Love
that he
it, though.
wrote the theme song to the show.
Now, was it him or was it a different show that he was just found or whatever of touching the kids on the show?
No, that was Seventh
okay.
Heaven.
Seventh Heaven. That's what it
Ah.
was.
Totally different.
Dude, I
generation.
wonder if he
Sorry,
touched
sorry.
Jessica Biel.
He had to have.
right in her fucking beals.
I would have.
Oh my god,
She is a beautiful woman.
we would have had a lot of bath times.
Who's she married to? Is she married to Timberlake?
Yeah.
It goes to.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're having a baby.
Oh really?
Oh well, maybe they're not
A
married,
baby.
but
They
they're
la-
together.
They're together.
Yeah, they're
Thought they
together.
were together, and
I don't know, but it just goes to show.
she's a lot bigger than he is.
If you're a little douchebag that's really not that good looking, but you have a lot of talent, because that kid's pretty
See,
talented.
I think he's pretty good.
Who?
It's funny.
Justin
I used
Timberlake?
to.
I
used
just
to
said
think
he's
Tut-
talented.
I used to think Justin Timberlake was just a douchebag.
Well, he was. He was in a boy band.
I know, but you it's hard to, and I get it. It's easy to just judge him, but when I saw SNL,
I was
Dick
just
in a
gonna say the
box,
same thing.
done.
Yep.
Love him.
Any skit he was in was
Love him.
great. I
Well,
thought.
just
yeah.
and he's getting
Like
like he.
Dick in the Box is it's top 10.
No, no,
skit
but
in my
no,
I
book.
like the
I
BJ
agree with
skit
you.
he did with Fallon. That was always good.
But no, like I think everyone had that mindset of this is a dick, even when he first came out on his own. But no one knew of him until he was on SNL.
Well, because again, look at boy bands throughout history. A person trying to leave the boy band and develop themselves. Who's done it?
No, but I
Nobody.
guess my main point wasn't to criticize Justin Timberlake.
No.
I think we all agree he's talented. My point was if you take Jessica Biel and you take Justin Timberlake and you put them in any high school USA, they don't talk to each other. Jessica Biel is not going to be involved with Justin Timberlake. And it just shows
I think
you
a lot of people I think a lot of girls love Justin Timberlake even still.
you're missing my point.
No,
they
right.
they won't love him because he's good looking. They don't love him because he's tall and handsome and muscular. They love him because he's talented.
But what was not Backstreet Boys. In Sync. He was in Sync. There was 4 of them, 5 of them.
Gay.
Why was he the chosen one?
Because of his
He
talent.
was the
his
lead
voice.
man. He was the front man.
He was the front man.
No, absolutely.
Was I thought
Well,
they
because
were
of his
all-
voice. That's
And he was talented dancer. You're missing my point. He's very talented.
You're missing my point.
You're
No,
missing my point.
You are.
Did I hear the Big O is back on the radio? By the way,
He's not. He's doing fill-ins on the fucking Dennis and Callahan show in the morning.
why?
So they add because their ratings are getting killed
Yeah, they're getting
by Toucher
smoked.
and Rich.
Yeah.
So they added him because just to add a 4th person to the radio.
And what happened to Gresh? He just got fired.
I think it was because
Well,
he just a
'cause he's
combination-
awful?
He didn't like. No, I love Gresh.
He was good.
but
I
I've
thought.
heard
He had
he had a
problem
lot
with
of
management.
I've heard he had a problem with management not only here but at the radio station him and Zoe used to work at in Rhode Island,
And he's a douche.
and he's kind of a douche off. And it's funny.
A douche off. I like
He
that.
I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah.
He is that person why you'd hate social media.
Yeah.
He's that person that, hey, I'm at blah 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 airport heading over. I'm really tired right now. One of those people that stop fucking posting.
Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Nobody cares that you're going on a 2-week vacation. He's that guy.
That's a week old, brother.
I know it's mine.
Good for
It was.
you.
It's been sitting down here, and the heat's not turned on. So
Oh,
it's
all right.
okay.
Just so everyone knows, Doug's drinking a fucking week old Budweiser.
And honestly,
Oh my god, it's a week old. If it was 6
I
months
know.
old,
How long
we
was
got
it
a
sitting in
problem.
the
warm, dude.
case at the
this
store?
was a.
Okay.
And to get back to topic, I think this was 98.5 looking for Bertrand to get a spot because he's good.
I think he's
very
100
good.
times better than Gresh.
He is great.
I
think
love
Bert-
Zolak.
No, see, I like the.
Why do you like
Gresham
Zolak?
But
I
see-
do too.
Zolak's great,
No,
man.
I think
He's-
I think Zolak's great, but to Nick's point, and I know why he doesn't like him is if you ever just put Zolak in a studio by himself,
He's awful.
he would not know what to do.
But that's not
he's a-
Zolak's job. He's
But think of,
that is listening to
But-
them from 10 to 2.
But think
No.
of
That
like
that's it.
Gresh was very good at running the show. He steered the ship, right?
Sure.
Bertrand's very good at doing that also, and he just let Zolak kind of be Zolak. Zolak's fucking O'Doyle from Billy Madison, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
he,
I mean, that's
he's
what
a
he is.
he's like a guy in the crowd.
He's a
at the-
meathead.
No,
Yeah.
he's a
No.
color guy. He does it on the radio for the games.
He's not even
the
a real
color
color guy. He's just a
No,
screaming
but
things.
you always have a guy that keeps, like Sean said, you have a guy that keeps things rolling on track, and you have a guy that's kind of like the personality. Zolak's a big personality. I think he's great
Well,
at
what's the most successful show on 98.5? Felger and Maz, right?
Sure.
Right.
Maserati would never be able to run that show by himself.
you ever had
Even
when-
when they bring in somebody when Felger's not there, you notice Maz won't run the show.
That's
He
right.
couldn't.
It's awful.
And
I-
same with Toucher and Rich. Fred is very good at organizing the show,
Oh,
running it
Fred?
through. Well, Fred Toucher. He runs the show through, and
Yeah, you
without
want to blow
him,
them. You love them.
I love
Touch
Touch.
Well, we go way back for BCN
They-
days.
yeah,
Oh,
Touch and Rich have been around for what are they 8 years now?
More than that.
Yeah.
on that
Almost a
on that
decade.
channel.
8
Dude, it's
years?
on, like
Yeah,
10
almost a
years.
decade.
On 98.5?
it
No,
hasn't been that
98.5's not
No,
10
no,
years
no.
old.
No,
WBCN.
they were on
Oh,
BCN.
oh.
They
And,
were on in the afternoon.
it was funny. They were a joke when it became the Sports Hub. Everybody in town were writing, the Herald and the Globe, like these guys are just, they compared them to Opie and Anthony, as what do they call them, shock jocks?
Yeah.
And they were like, what are these? They're not even
2006.
From Boston. 2006.
So it's almost
9
10 years.
Wow. So
That they've been in
around.
Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but they've proved, and what made I don't know if you know this, but what made Rich famous from Toucher and Rich is, do you remember Augusta National in Georgia was known, a couple of years ago and for the past 100 years as a men's only golf club. They didn't allow women.
Or blacks.
This was
Or
awesome.
And so there was a big, women's uproar, and they had a bunch of people protesting outside Augusta National. Rich, they worked down at Atlanta at the time, held a sign up behind all the women. It was caught on a news camera from local footage in Atlanta that just said, "Iron my shirt, bitch."
That's brilliant.
And it's funny because if you know Rich now, like listen to the radio, he's not like that.
No.
But he was making a joke out of a stupid.
That is
scene.
fucking hysterical.
But it's freaking brilliant.
Oh, that is. Iron my shirt, bitch.
Iron my shirt, bitch. It's just it's a local. If you ever if I
I've
know
seen
there's
it.
not-
You showed
I know
that
there's
to
not
me,
too
I
many
think.
people listening right now, but if you get a chance,
There's
Google,
nobody.
If you get a chance, Google. Well,
Oh,
people,
it's awesome.
People may
'Cause
listen to
you
this down the
see
road.
all these posters
See all
of
these people,
equality and
Yeah.
and let us in and stuff, and you just see in the back that giant blue sign that just says "Iron my shirt." bitch."
Iron my shirt, bitch.
Absolutely brilliant.
Freaking brilliant.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. Because he recognized the satire there. He recognized the
Yeah.
the
Well,
ridiculousness
And,
of it.
and again, you listen to Toucher and Rich for 15 minutes, and then I beg you to go over to the other channel, listen to Callahan,
dumbasses,
and
yeah.
it's like, oh my God, this is like a Republican fucking right wing. Why don't they just talk about religion?
And
Because
you
that's
know
what
what's-
Callahan
you know
wants to
what's
talk
funny
about
is,
anyway.
is
I've never listened to their
He's
show.
awful.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll tell you
it's-
what. They were the only radio station that did sports for a long time.
Yep.
So they were your only choice.
Well, 1510, remember 1510 came into town.
Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
ESPN, but
well, now
really
now it's
didn't
a
do
Worcester
well because they
station.
were what sucked. What
But
what
that was the
made-
first kind of competition,
Right,
you know.
sure.
what Dennis and Callahan were very good back in the day, only because they were the only option. What I've noticed now is because I'll sometimes switch back over if it's on commercial on Touch and Rich, because Touch and Rich take commercial every freaking 7 minutes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So if I want to hear about sports, especially this week with free agency, I'll switch over. And it's funny, you can hear John Dennis getting pissed at fucking Jerry Callahan now.
Yeah.
Jerry Callahan is the definition of a douchebag. He thinks what he says is the most important thing in the world. He blames everybody and everything on the downfall of Boston and the downfall. They were talking briefly about Boston possibly hosting the Olympics, and literally he turned it around into this is Democrats putting money in their pocket.
Yeah, right.
That's what he turned it around.
That's
to.
what he does with everything. He's a
It's-
right-wing
it's
conservative douchebag.
unfucking-believable. And it's the Globe. It's a conspiracy. Nobody reads the Herald.
Yep.
You
know
need to read the Herald for the real news. Dude, go find another fucking career because you don't know shit about sports.
Well,
First of all,
I was just gonna say that. I don't mean to interject.
so out of
You
tune.
have everyone has an opinion. That's okay, whichever way you lean. But you're on a sports station. Leave religion and politics at the door.
but
You know?
I think it worked for them back in the day. I really do
yeah.
because they used to do it. The 8 a.m. to 9 o'clock hour was kind of off-topic sports. They do the news hour, right?
Right.
And again, I get what you're saying to not mix. What has transpired though is it's almost they don't give a shit anymore about doing good sports radio. That's what's pathetic.
But I was just gonna
Why
say
are they
though,
still on the air?
At the
though?
time, it was a little different. I agree. I don't necessarily agree with Doug, but I think that, one of the things, remember, Howard Stern was on BCN, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
And he killed them. And
Right.
then when Howard Stern kind of went off the air, there was that
Opie and
void.
Bubba
and,
Booey.
and then Opie and Anthony, but they were dominating that
Right.
male demographic. And
What
until
is that,
98.5.
25 to 40. They're looking. No, the 25 to 50 is their demographic.
Yeah, whatever.
they're looking for.
That young male to middle-aged male.
That was 18 to 40.
It's 25 because 18 you're gonna listen to like
No
Just
one at
Wanna Wait to
18.
the world.
At
No
18,
one's-
you're not
You're
even
gonna listen
listening
to a
to
lot
the
of
fucking
music.
radio.
Although I will say a little bit more now. You're seeing a lot more younger callers. But
Yeah.
at 18, I wasn't listening to sports radio. I'm not sure who
fuck
was.
that. I mean,
you're
you're not.
banging out.
And
your
nowadays,
iPod.
the way you can put your iPod, you're going to listen to your fucking iPod, right? I mean,
Right.
who really listens to at that age?
No,
listens
exactly.
to the
I agree
radio.
with
I think more and more now. A lot of
Why?
people. I don't know.
More and
I
more
just-
now than when.
Yeah, because I think Toucher and I can't speak of WEEI, but with Fred and with Toucher and Rich, they reach out more to their audience for even a younger generation, like the 18, because they can relate to them a little bit better. I don't know why.
I don't think so. I
'Cause they
think
do their
that
skits.
maybe 20, but before that, these kids are on their way to school. They're in school when they're on the air. They're not listening to that shit.
Well, I
They
do have
just
to say,
aren't.
like
See a
going
lot
back,
more callers that are younger.
I'm sure there's that's the exception, not the rule.
I get what you're saying.
I think it's probably guys
But
like
think of
us that are going to work.
15
or,
years ago, an 18-year-old calling, EEI.
Well,
was
to your
literally
point,
unheard of.
Toucher and Rich definitely relate better to that younger. Their style of radio, the comedy,
absolutely.
right?
than Dennis and Callahan. Oh my God! It's like it's like driving in the car with my dad when I was 7, and he had AM because that's all there was radio going. And he just like shoot me.
And my dad.
This
listened to
is
that.
the dawning of the age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. Dougie, what were you going to say, handsome?
Well, I was gonna say with Toucher and Rich is they mix up the sports with comedy, and
Absolutely,
you can obviously mix up sports with news or whatnot, but put in a slant whether you lean one way or another turns off, like you guys were just saying. It just turns off people.
Yep.
There are radio stations for that people will listen to on AM or whatnot and on FM. I listen to tons of talk radio because I'm driving in the truck all day. You listen to the radio, it's the same music over and over again, to the point that I listen to Republican radio, and after a while, it's so pessimistic. It's just awful. They spit the same stuff over again.
Vitriol is what I call it. And
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh, I used to listen to him just because I used to like to get fired up because he pissed me out because he just, again, I think everyone's an expert in their own opinion, and that's about it.
Right. Well, what kills me, though, the most about it is if you listen to him, and I listen to him a lot, and at first, like, whether you got fired up or whatnot, he had valid points. Whether you agreed with him or not, that's a totally different thing.
Oh, I don't think he did.
But after 6 or 8 months, it's the same stuff over and over again. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like listening to the radio. I actually tend, and I know you guys are going to rag on me or whatever. I'm open to it. That's why I'm saying it. Because it's different every day, is NPR. I
like
love
NPR.
It's
I like
really
NPR.
good.
You're listening to All Things Considered.
That's the only thing that bothers me about that is they play it in the morning and the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you hit that spot on.
I love that. I love
Spot-
That's all my wife listens to. I get in the car on NPR, and I love it. And it's one of those things that you get in the car, there's no fucking commercials,
Yep.
and all of a sudden they're talking about an African sunflower farmer in Dakar, and you can give two shits, and 3 minutes later you're like, wow, this is a really good story.
But
I
Yeah,
swear to
no,
God,
no,
the radio personnel they hire, it's so soothing.
Oh, I know.
Like
Sweaty
even
balls.
the stories they tell, they'll be like, "Oh, there was a mass suicide in Chile yesterday," but the bright side is they're just in a better place now, and what we need to realize is that they did it for a better cause. And there's a Whole Foods opening up down the street in Danvers, Massachusetts, tomorrow, and
Well,
they're going to do a green farm on top of the building, which is great. They
but
don't
see,
have to
that's the
import and
misconception that it's
Right.
liberal radio,
Well, I
and
was
it's
gonna
really
say that.
not.
No,
I mean, it's,
there's no slant to it, but in the midday they have I forget the name of that show or whatever, but one's a conservative and one's a liberal, and it's nice to hear them go back and forth. And surprisingly, it's a guy and a girl, and you'd always bet that the guy Jim Brownie is the conservative, which he's not. He's the liberal, and he's on New England.
NECN?
Jesus. No, not NECN. What's the cable news?
neck-
NECN.
New England Cable News.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said Nelson. I apologize. And the woman, I forget her name, but she works for the Herald.
Look at Dougie's hat. It's all squunched up in the front.
I know.
Looks like you have a little bag of donuts in the front there, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, it's funny that you should talk about that because we were all given an assignment this week by our good friend Tricholas. Now, Nick, maybe you
The
could tell
dog,
us.
the dog ate my homework.
Maybe you could tell us,
You
Nick,
can
a
sit
little
out like
bit
Jeff in
about
sports.
from a perspective point of view, because Nick had us watch Bill Nye the Science Guy in a debate with I forget,
Ken Ham
Ken Ham
of the Creation Museum.
of the Creation Museum, which is in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so and the Creation Museum is a actual museum that's dedicated to the exhibits are all about creationism. Correct?
Yes.
Am I saying that right?
Right.
Okay, so these guys got together to really, and I guess because they repeated it 9 times, the question was, I'm sorry, the gentleman from Australia. Go ahead, Nick. You
Is creationism a valid model for like origins?
in today's
viable.
scientific age,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So I guess I'd like you just to tell us briefly your background.
My background.
I think it'd be good for us all just briefly, what you were brought up, how you were brought up religiously, spiritually in your house, if you prefer. So,
Well, I went to Agape. As you guys know, that was the born-again private school that was in Winchester.
Mhm.
So I went there from grade school all the way to middle school, and then I went to high school in Winchester.
Okay.
So it's like a very big difference between, the creationism, and then when you go to public school, you go to...
Was that taught creationism?
Oh, yeah.
So creationism isn't new.
No.
It's as old as what?
No, they just rebranded it.
They rebranded
Intelligent design.
it. Yeah, I like how you said that, rebranded. Okay, so you grew up born again Christian,
Yes.
right? In that household. Dougie, you were Catholic?
Catholic, went through public school, so we were always taught of evolution. But in Sunday school, it wasn't taught as evolution, but it was stories. Just, we'll leave it at that for right now.
And Sean, you grew up Catholic. I know that, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I did too. So, maybe the only difference is I went to Catholic high school and Catholic college. So, I got a little more brainwashing attempts.
Did they try to teach you creationism in high school?
No, what we always, it's funny. I took one class in college that always stuck with me, and I think I brought it up on this before, and it was a class that basically taught the Jesus of faith, the Christ of faith and the Jesus of history. So you separate the two, the man from the God, and talk about the big difference between what we can prove historically about Jesus and what is just a matter of faith, right? So, and I always thought like Adam and Eve. That Adam and Eve was a parable, like most of what I believe the Bible is, Old Testament, New Testament, more so the Old Testament. The flood was a parable that was trying to teach us about God wiping out sin, trying to wipe out sin on the earth, blah, 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 blah. Never did I think for a second, even when I was a kid, that this really happened. That was my approach to it, and I think that's kind of what my parents encouraged, that, hey, these are lessons we're trying to teach you through stories, right? And the odd thing about that is they always told us Jesus taught in parables, so it kind of lined up, the parable of the prodigal son and the mustard seed and all that stuff. So anyway, I don't know if you want to add anything to that before we kind of dive into this little debate that we all watched.
Well, just that how you said everything was kind of like parables, and that's how you were taught. We were taught everything was literal.
Mm-hmm.
So everything was true, and it was literal down to the word.
Okay. So maybe you could take the Australian gentleman. I'm sorry, what the hell's his name?
Ken Ham.
Ken Baked Ham. Because he is a fucking baked ham.
He is.
So maybe you... Sorry, Doug, what do you got, buddy?
Well, I was going to say, before we start this, too, Nick and I were talking about this last week, and one thing that we got into, not deep on, but to associate that a lot of people forget, or a lot of, depending on what religion you are, don't even associate this, that Old Testament is the Torah. And that's one thing that a lot of people can't get over. That's Judaism. Then the New Testament came to be. So if you were to think, okay, this is a different religion, you might have a different idea of what this is. Because, like...
I have no idea what you're saying. So
the Old Testament is the Torah. That's Judaism. And a lot of people, depending on what religion they are...
I don't think the Old Testament and the Torah are the same thing.
Sure they are.
Yeah, they are.
They're not the exact same thing.
Yeah,
They are. I thought it was they only Judaism.
Okay,
only
first of all,
believed
they're
in the
not
Torah.
because-
That's just First
They
Testament.
throw out the Old Testament and Jesus. They don't believe in him.
What?
Like
Yeah,
Jesus-
they think he's not like
Okay,
the...
so you're
No,
a Catholic.
whoa,
You're a Catholic.
whoa,
We all grew up with the
whoa.
Old Testament and the New Testament.
I thought Jesus will return in Catholicism. In Jews,
He's a
Jesus,
prophet.
Jesus died. He was a prophet, but
Right.
he's never
Right.
returning.
He's not the
Well, the
one
Messiah hasn't
that
come
is
yet.
being
Right.
prophesied in the
That
Old
has nothing
Testament.
to do with
Exactly.
that he never existed.
No,
No,
but
I'm-
Jesus was Jewish. He was a rabbi. And when his return to us,
He was not a rabbi in the sense that we understand. He was a teacher.
he was a teacher, which
Right.
that's what rabbi means.
But before we move on, the Torah and the Old Testament are not the same thing, guys.
Yes, they are.
I thought they were.
They're not. First of all, it could be that they come from the same source, but the King James that you grew up with, Old Testament,
Yep.
is not the same as the Jewish Torah.
Well, there's different things. Okay, such as like when you read the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
right? They leave out the gospel. That's a different book. Same thing. What
Yeah,
they
there's 4 Gospels, right?
Yeah.
And you're talking about Old Testament versus New Testament.
No. Well, and I was going to say the same thing with the Torah. I forget what they call it. The literal same of what you would call the gospel. That's their definition of like basically all the high religions, all the high holidays. I mean, so Hanukkah and Yom Kippur and all that stuff. Isn't in the Old Testament. The Old Testament is all those stories. It's basically trying to tell, which now we're going to dive into, but tell where we came from. And that's so Exodus and
Well, it's talking about where the Jews came from, not
from the Jews,
yeah.
but but even before
Can I-
that, Adam and Eve.
can I
was
read a
where
statement
we
here?
came
Yeah,
from.
go ahead.
When we as Catholics refer to the Old Testament, we are referring to all 46 books of the Bible written before Christ, including the first 5 that the Jews called the Torah.
Repeat that.
So what it's saying is that the Torah is just the first 5 books of the Old Testament.
Okay, so it's not the same. Thank you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's
I'm
2
just
very
saying-
different things.
But I'm just saying that the Torah
Is included, is what
including
he's
in that,
saying.
and a lot of people don't want to
Acknowledge it?
acknowledge that.
The Jews don't want to.
No, and even a lot of Christian denominations don't want to acknowledge that this is Judaism that's continued, just like
Why would they have a problem with that?
do you have a problem with Muslims including the Bible? Because that's what it is. They have a third book, so they recognize the first two. But do you? I'm just saying though. But do you? I'm not saying there is a problem with it. People just
If anyone,
fail to
I
remember.
guess, Doug, it's wrong to ask me that because I think if anyone thinks, and this will be my main, my main argument with Ken Ham, if anyone thinks that the Old Testament, let's start with that, is an original document, then I think they're nuts because I think it's a confluence of many older texts.
But you realize the U.S. government recognizes it
as what?
As an historical reference.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. They
Yes.
recognize it as a book of faith. What are you talking about?
It's considered a book of historical reference.
No, I think historical importance.
No, reference.
What
I
are they
know
referencing in there, Doug?
The reference because of they can't step on.
A historical reference means I'm going to go to this, and it
Like-
says that this happened on this date, so that's true.
Okay, the reason I say that because of creationism, people believe that actually happened.
Yep.
So they can't. Not that you have to believe in it, you as a person, but they can't sit there and say, "Oh, this actually didn't really happen," because now you're stepping on somebody's belief, and there's a separation.
Well, wait a
between
minute.
church and
Not
state.
saying something isn't true is not considering it a reference book
but
either, though.
I understand that, but in a lot of people's eyes, and this is the argument that they were getting into, that we will get into. A lot of people will say, "Well, you can't disprove this. How can you disprove it?"
How can you prove it?
That's the same thing too.
You're asking me to do a double negative. It's very
Yeah, you're not
difficult.
supposed to prove a negative in a debate.
Yeah, you cannot
I
prove a
understand-
negative. So
I
that's
understand
a,
that,
that's
but that's
a,
the biggest. But that,
it's not. It's to
understand
prove
that,
it's
but
historical.
The
That's what I would
debate
say.
that we're about to dive into, that the world's only 5,000 years old,
6,000.
6,000 years old rather.
Wait, what?
I
Sorry,
thought
what
it
was
said
that?
5.
Ken Ham says the world is only 6,000 years old.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Dougie just said 5. I said 6. Just to be a
But basically,
dick.
he's asking you, can you disprove this?
And that's a fault number 1 of debate 101. You can't prove a double negative. So, Nick, do you come down generally on the side of Ken Ham or on the side of Bill Nye?
100% Bill Nye.
Okay. And Doug?
Bill Nye.
All right. So I guess we really don't have a ton to talk about here because I will say this. I thought Bill Nye blew him up when he basically said, look, you're basing your belief, okay, on something that's been translated. And he referenced, and I thought this was a great point, he goes, you ever play that telephone game when you were a kid? And Doug says, the password is Bud Light. I think it's Bug Light. And by the time it gets to Nick, it's, Bush Light. You know what I'm saying? Or Bug Fright or something completely different by the time it goes around the room. So, again, I think it's common belief that the Bibles were written by groups of individuals. So it wasn't someone who sat down and wrote it. It wasn't a group that sat down and wrote it. It was written over a longer time. I believe myself that it was borrowed. A lot of it was borrowed from older texts or amalgamated. The story of Jesus is repeated in several religions, most notably in the story of Buddha. There's several similarities. But again, to get back to this cockamamie idea that the world is, and scientifically, all right, because that was really what this was about.
Right.
Scientifically, he was basically saying this is science, and science came from the Latin for truth or knowledge. I forget which. But I don't even know where there's a debate. How do you're basically proving all your scientific fact on a text that's been translated into English and has been versioned, the version that most Christians use in born-again Christianity is the King James Bible?
Yeah. I
Do you know
have
what
one
the
up there.
Do you know what the King James Bible is? The King James Bible is what? What is it?
It's King James in England saying, I want this written in this kind of way.
That's right, and he put a group together, and they rewrote basically. So what we know as the Bible isn't even the original Bible. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the Old Testament isn't even the original. It's an edited version. It would be like if the three of us, got in a room and said, "Let's edit Lord of the Rings." What came out of that would be completely different than what Tolkien writes.
That's just blasphemy.
Well,
Well, you know what
No.
I'm saying, though,
Yeah.
right?
going
course.
on
I
what
would
you
have
were
loved
talking
one of
about,
those.
Oh, Sean.
A lightweight, please.
Sean, I'll take. Can I have one too or no? Oh, then never mind. Don't worry about me then. Don't
Dude,
worry about me. Anyways,
you stink like the bus stop, man. How many have you had?
It's either in the
So,
Come on, the
so go ahead, Doug.
so Nick and I were. I just want to make 2 quick points. Nick and I were talking about that last week too, and that is the first point that you made is absolutely correct. Like when Christianity, just like Islam, not Islam, Israelis came to be, Judaism, they couldn't just first write the book. They were being chased and being prosecuted and being killed, especially notably Christians. So it was spread word of mouth for hundreds of years before it became paper. So obviously, like you said, the telephone game, that's going to change. Most notably, Nick and I were talking about the whole walk with Moses, and I forget the exact number in the Old Testament or the Torah, how many he freed, 10,000 or something like that, and there's nothing historically...
Oh, there is, though, Doug. The Bible.
I'm just saying by Egyptians writing it down, which they wrote everything. Those numbers can change. We were arguing back and
That's
forth.
because it
about
didn't
this.
happen. That's why there's no historical record of it.
Well-
It didn't fucking happen. There was no Moses.
It's the fact of, to most people, just like the Bible, whether you want to believe or not, it's your prerogative, it's faith. Some people, just like what's happening today in the Middle East, they take stuff way too literally. It's not, nobody that ever wrote this, or if it actually happened or not happened, was not meant for the intent on this.
Can I interject and just say Sean's the balls?
Yeah.
Can I interject again and say he kind of looks like you, Kev?
Dude, I am far better looking than it. It's kind of a cross between me and Charlton Heston. And what's up with the Amish beard? That's kind of a fucking...
But
Yeah.
let me play devil's advocate just so we can have a couple minutes on this. And then we can go on, because we all believe in the same thing, so I'll spin it.
Oh, I don't think we believe in the same
I don't
thing.
think
I
so.
think
No,
we're all
no,
on
no.
the same side of the fence in this
Well, that's what I
particular
mean.
argument.
That's
Okay.
what I mean. But when he brought up, when you look at the, how did he word it?
Come on,
The
Dougie.
tree of life, basically, where
Yeah.
you have one animal, because 2 animals were on the ark that mated. After so many generations, it would change a little bit. Like that sparrow. Here's this one sparrow. But then you have an evolution of a different type.
Sparrow. What the fuck?
Jack Sparrow.
Sorry.
Look at that sparrow.
So, but you had different sparrows, and thanks for making fun of the way I say sparrow.
No, you just said it right there.
Oh.
You were going sparrow.
It's pretty funny.
Well,
One more.
anyway, sparrow. But all these different sparrows that you have, did I sound correct there?
It's great. What
He
the
was trying
fuck
to-
are you getting at? Go ahead.
Well, if you stop making fun of me for sparrows.
You're talking about
3
birds.
sparrows walk into a bar.
All right, fine. You have a male dog and a female dog,
Okay.
same dog.
Somebody get him
But then
chalk.
now
He's
the
heading for the
evolution,
board.
and all of a sudden, here's not evolution, but here's a new different species of dog,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
He was arguing that came from Noah's Ark, and you can look at Darwin, the same thing. He said that's the same thing that would happen is you can have different variations because of quote unquote evolution. He was saying it wasn't evolution. It's just the way that God
Who was
made
saying
it
that?
be.
The guy.
Ken Ham.
Yeah, the Forrest Ham there.
Right.
Well, it's funny. You watched you've seen the puppies, right, Sean? Gus and Bauer. Let's take them for instance. My dog is a little skinnier, and Bauer, the other puppy, they're brothers, is thicker. But when I went down to pet Bauer, I noticed he wasn't thicker. His fur was thicker. And you know why his fur is thicker?
Because his dad had thicker fur.
They have the same dad.
Because he's outside more.
Thank you. So his body
Oh.
has already adapted to have a thicker coat. Now, not dramatically thicker.
Because
just
my
a-
sister and my brother-in-law have left them both out all
Overnight.
night long in
Aw.
sub 30-degree temperature.
No, that's a true story. And
Really?
you want to hear an awesome story? There's an older dog, Bruin, and then the puppy, Bauer. Hey, we like hockey. We get it, right? They left them outside. When they found them in the morning, the big dog, they were curled up together, and the big Bruin, who's the older dog, was basically keeping the puppy warm. It was the sweetest thing. And he had them
Instincts
curled
in
up.
nature.
The instinct to protect them, and they were warming each other up. But I guess my point is Noah's Ark, all that crap. I mean, they're nice stories, and I'm sure they're based in some sort of. I'm sure somebody did build when there was a flood. Somebody did build some kind of boat. But if anyone could really logically look at that and think, how big of a fucking boat would you have to build to get all these species on? The guy also said that Forrest Ham said that all animals were vegetarians until after the Ark because all the plant life was underwater and and they couldn't eat plants, so they had to start eating meat, and that's why. And Bill Nye goes, okay, so if you look at a lion's mouth, those teeth are not built to fucking gnash on broccoli. They were always fucking eating meat. You know, it's craziness. It's to me.
Well, you can see like a fossil from before when before 9,000 years ago, when things had teeth for eating meat.
Right. It's just stunning to me that people can just throw logic out the door. You know, Sean's dad's funeral was in the beautiful St. John's on Mass Ave in Cambridge. Beautiful big old church, right? In marble is carved the words, "My flesh is your meat." Okay, this is in a Catholic church. My flesh is your meat. Okay, picture 2,000 years from now, we have a nuclear holocaust. We're wiped out, except for a couple stragglers, but they're blown back to the ice age, right? They rebuild, they get intelligent again, and 2,500 years from now, they find that granite that says, and they interpret it and they figure out what it says. We're going to look like the fucking savage Egyptians who sacrificed people. They're going to be like, oh my God, what the hell did these people believe? They believed that they would eat these little wafers that represented the blood and body of their God? What the fuck? That's fucking, think about that for a second. That's fucked up, right?
Yeah, that is.
Small side note, I love the wafers.
I do too.
I'm with you,
Wait,
brother.
hold on a second. You
Yeah,
do?
I
Yeah,
do.
they're good.
Yeah, I don't know why.
When
They're
you're
tasteless.
Because they're tasteless,
No.
but something about like putting them in the mouth and they dissolve. Like I don't know what it is.
I'm with you.
I've always said to myself, if I could get a bag of wafers, I'd sit and watch TV with some wafers.
You're gonna hate me for this. So, make a very long story short. I
Into
have
the
two
mic.
half-brothers.
Preach,
We
brother,
won't get into
preach.
That. And their grandmother used to work for the church, and she'd get all the scraps. So all the hole punches.
Sparrow scraps.
Yep. No, all the wafers. They have a big
Doug,
sheet.
we can't hear you.
I'm
There
sorry.
you
Can you
go.
hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah.
So they
that's
have a
better.
big
Much better.
sheet that they punch all the holes in the wafers in. All the leftovers she'd used to get.
So
So
you got
sit
the
there on
you got-
Sundays and munch.
Oh,
on
it's
them.
like the
you
big
got-
square that had all the holes in it.
Watching football games.
those are called wafer holes.
Yeah.
Those are
Dave, Dougie got all the wafer
delicious.
holes. I'm with you.
Awesome.
And I used to hate because the priest had the big one, the
I
ceremonial
know.
wafer, and he'd be like, and you're fucking all hungry. You're like, motherfucker.
It's obviously not a good story, but it was funny. Nick, Doug, and I grew up in Winchester, and there was basically two Catholic churches in Winchester. There was St. Mary's and St. Eulalia's. And when me and Doug were kids, St. Mary's, when they would do the body of Christ and they'd hold up the huge wafer, one of the
The bells.
they do the bells.
I love
Yeah.
the bells.
And
I do
I'll
too.
never forget.
Jing-a-ling-a-ling.
I used to get dragged, obviously to church every Sunday, and
You love it.
Christmas
Oh.
and Easter.
Christmas, yeah.
yeah, so we'd go every Sunday. And one year, I can't remember exactly when it was. The bell was not there anymore.
I know what
I
you're
was
talking
so
about.
mad. I'm
Yeah.
like, because again,
What did,
35
somebody
minutes
get
of
upset?
mass. 35 minutes of mass as a kid, you're looking for something to keep you entertained.
Dude.
And for some reason, the bell entertained me.
Can I
'Cause
interject here? How long is a mass?
35
About an hour.
minutes.
Let me interject.
Are you
No,
kidding me?
A
It's
regular,
an hour.
A
It's
regular
an
mass
hour.
is 35 minutes. Well, at St. Mary's, it was 35 minutes.
All right. Well,
I'd
just
say
to tell you,
45.
born again church is over 3 hours.
Yeah,
Oh.
it
Sounds about right.
brutal, man.
My parents are going
And I'd
tomorrow.
like to interject that he didn't go to church that much. He was usually crashed out on my fucking couch in
Wait
my
a second.
apartment.
No. When I was a kid, you can ask my mom. We got
All right,
I
till
got
you were about
dragged-
12, right?
Till I was
Okay,
I,
all right, fair
as
enough.
a kid. I said
Well,
As a
12,
kid.
you're still a kid.
Hey, by the way,
you didn't
too,
have hair on your nuts.
just to make
young
it
kid.
full circle to what we were talking about before we actually dove into the whole quote unquote debate that never really lasted. Saying Jesus was Jewish.
Yes.
That whole having communion and passing. That's a Passover that you're celebrating every day that you go to mass.
I don't go to
But I'm saying, but you did. You went to mass.
When did you go to BillyMadison.com?
No
Sound
shit,
off.
dude.
right?
You were fucking all over the Madison site.
BillyMadison.org
I-
slash
I-
But that's
soundboard.
not Billy Madison, by the way.
That's cable guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, here's the problem,
that's
too, is
right.
that Jewish is a race as well as a religion. Catholic isn't a race. Christian isn't a race. Jew is a race.
I agree
So
with
there's also a difference between.
we were talking about this too. Like, it's Judaism is a quote unquote race, but they look at it as Israelites. So
Jews.
One and the same, but still. Well, you could say the same thing with Muslims, also a race of people.
No.
You can use that as an argument.
No.
So where was the original Jewish race? Where did they come from?
In the desert in somewhere in Israel.
But Israel didn't exist.
That's right. I know.
So they were never a race of people.
They were a race of people.
No, they weren't. They were a collection of all different people that then became a religion.
No.
That then became a race because they
Doug
left.
actually might have a point there.
No. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Because
They're all the same people.
right,
Same
it's
race.
the same group of people. It was a tribe. You were in the tribe. It was one tribe,
but
the
where did that
Jewish
tribe
tribe,
start
the
from?
Israelites.
But who's to say that they weren't made up of different people? Is what Doug said. They came together into what is now known as Israel.
You could say that about any group, guys.
No,
I mean,
but
but he
that's-
brings up a good point.
what is the point?
Okay,
They
so
were a tribe
when
known as the
when
Israelites.
Did Israelites become Israelites?
When they grouped into a fucking tribe.
But when? I can tell you exactly when.
Okay, go ahead.
When they left Egypt with Moses.
No.
Yes.
They were enslaved prior to that.
No, that was the whole argument we were making was they didn't become Israelites. They had a collection of slaves. Just a mix of everybody was slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Moses freed his quote-unquote people. Those were people that decided to believe.
Well, first of all, that never happened. So
Well, listen, by religion, what people want to believe, I would, whether it happened or not, people believe that happened. As a religion, I wouldn't want to slam somebody. That's like saying to me, and I think that's disingenuous to people, saying, you know what you believe never happened, so go on your fucking way. That, to people, that happened.
But Doug, this is one of the reasons Jews have had over the course of history so many problems. Is because think about what do they call themselves?
The chosen people.
The chosen people. What do they tell everybody else? Every
Fuck off.
every religion tells every other religion, fuck off. Our religion's right. So I don't believe it. I don't need to fucking pacify them. I don't believe it.
Right, but that's what I think today's society. Now we're going into a whole different debate.
But go ahead.
I believe today's society, that's one of the major issues and hurdles that society can't get over. Not that people shouldn't believe, but the fact of you get to choose what you want to believe, and that's okay.
See, I don't think
There's
you
nothing
do.
wrong with that.
I don't think you do. I think you either believe or you don't. You can't choose, I'm going to be a fucking Jew today. Yeah, that sounds good. I
No.
believe that.
But it's also
you
a
have a
product
choice.
of
But I
your
think that's part
growing
of the
up.
problem. I think people do choose. I think people choose to be born again Christians.
And
To
that's
be
a choice.
saved.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly fine.
Except
but
if
I'm
you're
saying,
born into it.
or if you're born into it and then you're brainwashed.
Well, look
Like,
at Nick, for
same with
example.
Catholics. We were brainwashed. I'm not saying it's any different. Don't get me wrong. My point is that all I was saying was that what is unique about the Jews is, unlike Christians, unlike Buddhists, they're considered not only a religion, but a race of people. A race of people. No other religion is considered a race of people.
But throughout the
Until
history,
the Muslims.
well, through the history of time, can you name another religion, not a race, but another religion that were more persecuted and prosecuted than Judaism?
Well, first of all, coming from a Christian world,
Yep.
all right, where everything you've ever, if you go into the deepest, darkest parts of the Brazilian rainforest and say the word Jesus or Jews, they have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Agreed.
All right, so let me ask you this. How can that person not be saved, okay, and because they've never heard of Jesus, so they don't know Jesus, so Jesus can't save them because they can't have their sins washed
Ooh.
away. So that person's never heard of Jesus. They don't know Jesus. Jesus doesn't exist in their world.
Yep.
All right? So according to that religion, that fucker's going to hell because he's.
I got an answer for that.
Go ahead.
They believe they're going to hell because that's why we have missionaries. And they didn't get a chance to listen to a missionary. They're still...
Right, faulted
Right.
system right there. A loving God wouldn't do that.
Same thing with children that are born from Catholic parents that die before they get baptized. You're gonna go to hell. Is it
that's
right?
kind of a strange one,
No.
too.
But on the same note, though, look at like Judaism, for example. We'll use that. When you die, if you're a good Jewish person of Jewish faith, you will be reborn. Okay? That's what they believe. That's why they name their children after their grandfathers or their grandmothers. So there is no heaven and hell to them. It's just that you're reborn. The hell is you stay in the earth.
Yeah.
Which I guess could be the one, mentally, if you believe that your spirit's locked in there forever, by all means. Some people don't believe that you have a spirit. But myself personally, we have science to disprove stuff, but it's just faith. So, for example, we know, obviously, we can't walk on water. We can't do it. It was just a leap of faith that one day at that one particular point that Jesus could. That's all. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying trying to convince
Well, you
people.
believe that Jesus walked on water.
I do. I believe that was a leap of faith. Did he bring somebody back from the dead? I believe that he did. Did he cure a blind man? It was just faith. And it doesn't mean I'm the only people I not that I feel bad for, just believing in anything, even a lucky penny, that there's more to life than what you can just see.
Right. Well, I think Jesus is like Zeus. He's like Buddha. He's a story that was told to rally. There's a great movie called The Last Temptation of Christ, where Christ is having a dream. He's having a dream while he's on the cross that he got pulled down from the cross. He denied God, that he was the Son of God. They pull him down. He has a normal life, wife, kids. And he goes into the market and he sees St. Paul, who's really the founder of Christianity.
Right.
And he sees St. Paul preaching about Jesus Christ. And he goes up to him and he goes, "The man you're talking about is me. And I didn't do all those things." He goes, "I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. The man I talk about is real. He's real right here." So basically saying that, I know you didn't fucking exist, but this is what these people need. They need a savior. We need this right now. So long story short is it was almost like saying, like we needed to explain the more primitive people needed to explain things. They need to explain lightning, thunder. So they made up gods to kind of explain that. This is a little less primitive, but Moses getting them out of the fucking...
It's getting more complex as time goes on.
Exactly. And then, but just to jump back and we'll wrap up because we have another segment to go to. But Ken Ham looked very thin next to Bill Nye, the science guy, and I thought he got destroyed. And looked pretty simple.
What's funny about that is the bias. If you can go on any of these websites. Yeah. If you go to a Christian website, they're going to say, "Oh, Bill Nye got absolutely destroyed in this."
Yeah, it's like a presidential
debate.
What? Yeah, it's like a presidential debate, right?
Like, did we watch the same debate?
Yeah.
I do have to say though, coming out from it though, the thing I took away from it is I always thought that someone that was a creationist literally didn't have an education, that they were just told this, and that's it. And then you hear, and they bring on a couple as opposed to just saying a snipnet, which we were talking about. They brought on the gentleman that created the
MRI machine.
The MRI, but they had him come on and actually say, as opposed to giving a subtext.
Yeah.
So saying,
but
taking
Doug,
it out
let me
of
ask you that,
context.
because I thought that was interesting, and I actually thought that was holes. Because just because you have, Nick and I have had this discussion, just because you have a PhD in something doesn't mean you're fucking sane, number one. It doesn't mean you think logically. It means you have a PhD and you did the required study to pass this specific thing. It doesn't mean, and I never thought, I don't think this Ken Ham is stupid at all. He was well-spoken. He had facts as he knew them or understood them or wanted to use them at his disposal. I think it's just a matter of, people fitting things into what they want to believe.
I agree with you, but what I'm just trying to say is I'm no longer going to look at someone that's a creationist and brush it off and say, "All right, dude, you live in the backwoods. You literally have the education of a 5-year-old, and that's okay."
But you know Nick's parents, right?
I do.
They're not idiots. They're intelligent, well-spoken people. They believe this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would never. I guess I'm saying I never thought these people were stupid.
Oh, well, see, I didn't know that either about your parents. That they no, I knew that they were born again, but I didn't know if they. I guess the only.
Have
way
you
is
ever
accepted.
seen a born again church before?
I have not.
I've been to one.
You where?
My buddy Mark Bedard. I went with him once, and
I'm just curious if it's like, was it in the area?
It's funny. I was up in Drake or Lowell.
Oh, okay,
Lowell.
it's not the same
because I've been to a Unitarian church, which was I had a gay buddy who went to a Unitarian church.
Yeah, they're all gay friendly.
Well, and again, the Unitarians really didn't believe anything. It was just a place for people to come and worship kind of whatever they wanted to fucking worship. It was kind of a willy-nilly type thing, but they were accepting,
Can I interject there real quick? Because my wife's family, a couple of them are Unitarians. And I never knew what that was. I never knew what Unitarian was. I always thought it was just every religion you can go, which is true to a certain fact, but it's an actual religion. And it was born in Transylvania. It was born in that whole area.
What?
It was.
Transylvania.
Yeah, that whole. And I'll explain
What?
why.
Look that up. I
Yeah.
gotta hear this.
The reason being was
it
because
really?
they were under siege by Muslims, by Christianity, and by Judaism. So they created their own religion that accepted everybody, so they wouldn't get pummeled.
You're talking
This
about
was during-
Vlad the Impaler?
Yes, he fought for Christianity, but it was what country is that? Where Transylvania is?
Waklavia.
I forget what that is, but
It's
that's
Wakala
how-
something.
they
That's
just
a
went
real
out
place.
there. Yeah,
Transylvania. Well,
Well,
Vlad the
what's-
Impaler was actually from Wachovia.
yeah, but no.
Wachovia
What's the real? I forget the name of the country now.
Budapest?
No, that's not a country.
The Ukraine, it's one of those.
Hungary.
It's like right near Hungary, that area, but that's where it created. They went to a pilgrimage out there with their whole church and learned all
What does it
about
say, Nick?
This is a really long convoluted
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
But yeah, I never knew that. And I'm like, that
Didn't know
makes
that.
perfect sense.
Yeah.
It was during the Crusades that it was.
Well,
made.
and again, it's funny because religion, I think, is responsible probably for 99% of the wars that we've ever had on this planet.
Agreed.
Greed, obviously in land and things like that. But anyway, Nick, thanks. That was pretty interesting. I have to say, it was. I hate to be a snob, to people like Ken Ham, and I want to respect him. I just don't share his beliefs, and I almost find it interesting that learned people, so non-ignorant people, actually do believe in this. Because to me, in my brain, just my brain alone, it's so illogical that I don't know how sane, educated, logical people can believe in this.
Well, I have a vested interest because that's how I grew up.
Right.
Believing in that was the only way things were.
Did you actually believe it then?
Yeah, you know what though? I really don't think I did. I think I just wanted to fit in with everyone and make it,
Yeah. Did you get any tail down at that school?
No.
No. Well, that's too bad. Well,
Hey, hold on, real quick before we just get off.
what's
though.
up, Puffy Hat?
I already got off.
Yeah, because Friday the 13th was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
In time, religion into everything. Do you know where Friday the 13th actually started? Why Friday the 13th is so important? Why couldn't it be Friday the 14th
No idea.
or Friday the 12th?
You going to tell us?
I am.
All right.
Speaking of religion, so back in the 12 and 1300s, the
Dark
King of
Ages.
France
Yes.
did not like the Knights Templar. Knights Templar, basically the founding fathers of what is today modern Freemasonry. Okay, and they were all over Europe, and they were taking donations from everybody, just like today's modern day Freemasonry, where everyone pulls in to pay. And France didn't like the amount of money that they had, so he had a lot of influence over the Pope. The Pope then said that this is heresy. They're believing in the wrong being, which Knights Templar supposedly protected King Solomon's temple, which housed like the Ark of the Covenant, supposedly. So he ordered at a specific month on Friday the 13th to round up and kill as many Knights Templars as possible.
Yep. The Pope was in on that.
Yes, so then they recouped all the money.
Yep.
Hence, that's why Friday the 13th became an infamous day.
Do you know why the Templars were formed originally?
Yep.
Why?
That was the reason, was to worship and protect King Solomon's temple.
That's incorrect.
Okay, fill me in.
I believe they were formed as a protection agency for pilgrims
Oh.
that were going to Jerusalem.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
Yeah, and then they kind of, and you're 100% right about that plot. And back in the Middle Ages or the Dark Ages, the only way you had wealth is by having land, and they started accumulating a huge amount of wealth. Right. And the king didn't like that, and the Pope didn't like it, because the kings and the popes back then were equally powerful.
Goddamn Catholics.
That's the other thing. The richest landowner in the world right now,
Yep.
is the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
And
the wealthiest religion in the world.
absolutely. Well, why do you think fucking, do you know who our first Catholic president was, though?
JFK.
JFK.
He was the only
Is-
Catholic president.
Is he, what? Wasn't Bill Clinton a Catholic? Oh, no, Bill Clinton. No, what am I
He's
saying?
a Protestant.
Was he? Was he a Baptist? or some
Well,
shit?
maybe it was a Baptist.
Yeah, he was
It
some
one of
Southern
those.
thing.
Southern
I
Baptist,
did
Little
not
Rock,
have-
Arkansas. You shitting?
And then
Well,
there's
anyway,
only
again,
one
Nick,
Quaker.
thank you. That was super interesting. It really was.
I wanted to close it out by
sorry.
just
No,
by
go.
saying the last question that was brought to both of them was, what would make you change your mind? And that's a very important question because Bill Nye said if you provide like a single shred of evidence that makes creationism true, I would totally believe it. And Ken Ham says, nothing's ever going to change my mind. Not one shred of evidence will ever change my mind.
Yeah.
And that's so telling, though.
That's a good point,
It's
Nick.
so telling.
Really
I
good
said
point.
this to you last week too, and that is the only thing I could compare it to was, and you guys are gonna laugh at me, was Star Wars. And at like the third Star Wars, the one where Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, and there's Obi-Wan. He says a Sith.
That's not the third Star Wars, by the way.
I know.
That
But
annoys me.
It's still considered.
I'm with you.
They call it the third
Episode 3.
Episode
Gotcha.
3. A Sith always deals in absolutes, so you're never open to change.
Damn, Doug, that is good, brother. And doesn't he say you sound like a Sith? Only Siths deal in absolutes. Who does he say it to?
He
Is
says
it
that to Anakin Skywalker.
God damn, that's fucking impressive, Doug. God damn. Oh, sorry. I was trying to be Bruno Mars and pretend I was James Brown for 5 minutes.
Oh,
God damn. What a talk. What a fucking... People go nuts over that clown. I'm like, this song sucks. This is a James Brown ripoff
Alexa
that
likes
sucks.
it.
I know you like it too, right?
He's good. I do have to say he has a lot of talent, but yeah, I didn't like that song. But
He's
got
a little
great talent.
fucking... I don't like him.
He did a great Super Bowl.
Well, it's
show,
like
too.
I
Sting and the
finally... Did I
Police.
tell you I found a Kanye song I liked?
Oh, please
Yeah.
don't tell me it's that brand new song
Kanye's
that
a
just came out.
gay.
What is it? What's the new song?
God, I forget, but it's like
Wolves?
every said word.
Is it
like
called
nigga
Me,
this.
Me,
And
Me,
I'm like,
Me?
I don't. I just felt bad that he just kept on that he kept on saying the word nigger, and I'm like,
No. This is
that-
called Wolves. I don't think it's out
Oh.
yet. I think it's on an album. Is he getting an album coming out?
Saya.
Yeah, that was really good. How about Zach? Zach coming out with that? The
But
wig?
you know what the worst was that song? He sang it with Paul McCartney from the Beatles. And I'm
Oh,
like,
that song's pretty good with Rihanna. He doesn't
yeah,
sing in
no,
it though.
there was a different. There's
Kanye
a different
just plays
song.
guitar on that one, right?
Yeah.
I'm 45
Kanye
seconds.
plays an
to
instrument?
that. No, Paul McCartney plays
Right.
the guitar.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we have a new segment tonight. As some of you know and some of you don't, I work for a large package delivery company
Giggles.
that is not named FedEx, and one of the biggest companies in the country, and I still use a BlackBerry. And Sean Constant, I'll give you a quick story. I was on a plane a month ago coming back. I was returning my rental car, was on the rental shuttle, and my boss and I started talking to these guys from Philadelphia, and my phone rang, and I pulled it out of my pocket, and this guy I've known for 30 seconds deems it appropriate to absolutely fucking laugh in my face, and he goes, "Is that a friggin' BlackBerry?" Like I was pulling a fucking banana out of my pocket, you know? So the BlackBerry has, gone bye-bye. So we thought we're going to chalk up the clock at what, Sean? How many minutes?
Yep.
How many minutes, buddy?
3 or 5.
I
How
don't know
about
if I have
3?
enough material for 5, but I got
I
a
do.
couple.
All right.
All right. Well, at least
Is
Sean
that what you're
does.
writing down?
So what's the oh boy, what is the format of this? You just keep going around?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to.
I just keep spitting. If so Sean will say something. Obviously, if there's a lag, Sean's
I'd
got.
like to point out
200
it's
pages.
2015, and Kev still has a BlackBerry.
So anyone who's watching online, this is the BlackBerry in question, and I'm just going to turn it over to Sean. You can stop, brother. The BlackBerry.
So how do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go in circles, or do you want me to just go?
I don't need.
Nick's
go,
not
and then
prepared, so it's just you and Doug.
I'll just keep.
Unless you
playing
got
off.
one, Nikki. No.
I'm just playing off the dome.
BlackBerry, when you write in "Where are you?" it changes it to "Where art thou?"
You know how I know you're gay? Because you have a BlackBerry.
The government has a BlackBerry in a classified skiff, as it holds the only video to the grassy knoll shooting.
That's pretty good.
BlackBerry is so old, Sprint doesn't support it. BlackBerry is so old, the default app is AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh,
Well, Kev, at least you have one friend. The only other person that ever asked for a BlackBerry was President Obama.
oh wow.
What?
Okay.
He did.
Did he?
Paul Revere used a BlackBerry to notify the British were coming. Zach Morris made BlackBerries cool. The BlackBerry flashlight was used in the Watergate incident. Pagers make fun of BlackBerries. Your BlackBerry is actually considered a car phone.
The BlackBerry is in the Smithsonian.
Whoa, the what?
Smithsonian.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
What the?
Your BlackBerry's so old it runs on a coal battery. Your BlackBerry's so old if you dial 0, you reach a switchboard.
Wow, I didn't know we were getting roasted.
Damn.
When you close out your browser, it says goodbye.
What's that? Google,
AOL.
Yeah.
MLK's dream was in response to replacement of BlackBerry's rollerball.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
Your BlackBerry's so old you dial numbers using Roman numerals.
Oh, boy. Jesus.
Your BlackBerry's so old, Gone with the Wind was filmed with it. Your BlackBerry's so old, Napoleon's growth was stunted by excessive contact with his BlackBerry. BlackBerry's send button is called now ready for postal courier.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
nice.
That's all I got.
That's pretty good.
All right, I was
All right.
very good. I have one. My BlackBerry sold that Ken Ham thinks there were 2 on Noah's Ark.
Oh, that was good.
That's pretty good. Good response.
Anyway, thank you very much, Sean. Excellent work. That is some good stuff. Did you just write all those like in the last while we were talking about Jesus?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
I was just thinking after you said that, I'm like, oh, your BlackBerry's so old. Moses said, let my BlackBerry go.
Oh, pretty good, Douglas. Dude,
That's
what
all
is
I
up
got.
with your hat?
I don't know. Dude,
Is anyone else seeing the puff?
well, it's,
Oh,
it's
put
a
it back
fucked up
on.
hat. I know.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, Doug. I'm just, yeah. All right, Doug. Roll the sports music.
Oh, all right.
I think it's time, guys. Before we take a break, I think we should talk a little bit about. No.
Thank you.
You want a break?
No, I don't need breaks anymore. I'm not going to do that one.
Thank you, Nick. Yes, it's time to talk sports. Now, I want to say something before we jump into really the hot topic of this week, which would be Darrelle Revis.
We won the Super Bowl!
We
if
won the
nobody paid attention!
And guess who picked against the Patriots?
This guy.
That guy.
Right here.
All of us.
You did.
Do you blame any
No, I
of us?
He.
Yes, you did.
In fact, not
You
only
said
did
that.
I pick the Patriots, I said final score 31-24. I was only a couple points off.
Really? I thought you said.
No, in fact, I
There's
We
think,
got
no way
record
we
of
can
it,
beat
so
that.
we can go back and look
I
at
checked it. I checked it. I think you picked the Patriots too. You did.
Did I?
Yeah, and your big addition to the conversation was I think touchdowns are going to be important.
I was false.
Well, they were important, but before we jump into Darrelle Revis, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Great game. I think obviously we would put it up there as one of the greatest Super Bowls ever.
The best fourth quarter comeback in any Super Bowl.
Yeah, Tom Brady was just phenomenal in the last half of that game.
How many times have you guys watched it?
Oh.
I've only watched it once.
A few
No, I
times.
watched it like 10
I've
times.
watched
Just a
it
few.
No.
At least 10 times.
I
Just
will
the
buy
fourth
the.
quarter.
I'll buy the DVD.
Just the fourth quarter.
I do have to say, though, can you think of another Super Bowl that one man's action on the opposite side of the ball would change the way that everybody now looks at Tom Brady?
Agreed. Yeah,
Sure.
I know it's
If
been
he
brought
never
up before.
had
yeah.
that pick, everyone would say, he's
Well,
3-3.
I
it's a
think you
pretty big swing, you're right.
Think about it. What's the difference between 4 Super Bowls, 2 losses, and 3 Super Bowls, 3 losses? It's a
Yeah,
huge
it's a
There's
lot.
difference. There's a huge difference.
That's what he's saying.
No, I know, but now my big question that everyone brought in before the game: would you rather be, what was it, 3-0 or 3-2?
3-2.
3 and 2, of course. You
Because
mentioned
you've
no,
been
I
there
understand
5
that.
times.
I understand.
Tom
that, but
Brady's
there was a
been
big
the starting quarterback in more Super Bowls than any player in history.
by 2.
Yep.
By 2.
By 2.
That's right. And some people say, well, Montana, Bradshaw, they were in 4, they won 4. Big fucking deal.
Who cares?
You know, That was also non-free agency period.
Right.
Jerry
The
Rice.
49ers never recovered after that whole
Wasn't-
dynasty.
Well, the whole thing too, because going there wasn't Terry Bradshaw in 5. He was 4-1. The only one that was undefeated was
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana.
He was in 5. Yeah.
He was
he
in
was in
5.
5.
Yeah.
Well, you just said by 2, so I thought he was only in 4. So if he's been
Oh,
in 5,
yeah.
that's
So he's in
Well,
1.
so what?
Wait a
Ugh.
second. No. Maybe you're right. I think it's 4-0 and 4-0.
No, I thought Joe Montana is the only undefeated quarterback, and that's why it's so
Who
big.
did the
plenty of
Steelers
them.
won to?
There's a
though?
million undefeated
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
Trent Dilfer's undefeated
no,
Super
I'm
Bowl.
saying
Eli
undefeated-
Manning's undefeated
Undefeated
Super Bowl.
4-0. You know,
Eli Manning's 2-0 against Tom Brady.
Well, there's only 3. There's Tom Brady, Terry Bradshaw, and Joe Montana.
Yeah, there's
That's
only
right.
3 in the
Right.
There's only
conversation.
3 in the conversation.
So we'll look up Terry Bradshaw's record in Super Bowls.
I want to say either he's 3-1 or he's.
Oh, he won.
He
4.
won 4.
Oh,
He won
then
4.
He's got to be 4-1.
I thought he was 4-0. But again, Terry Bradshaw has never been considered part of the conversation because it was always considered, the steel curtain, the defensive
Franco
side of the
Harris,
ball.
yeah.
See,
I mean,
you know what? Then,
Hall
if
of
that was
Fame
the
running
case,
back.
I understand that, but you still need a quarterback to get there and win the game.
Terry
Okay,
Bradshaw
but-
was great, but he was
Okay,
part of a
but-
bigger machine.
Right.
Right.
And Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Enough said. You can win a
Yeah,
Super Bowl
but-
with a great defense, Doug. And
I
Trent Dilfer proved
understand that. Well, same
He's
thing.
been to 4.
It's been a
So
4-1.
he's 4-0.
Yeah.
So I think, Tug, to go back to your original question, I think it was huge. So and that's why he gave Malcolm Butler his fucking new truck.
But again,
Granted, it was a Chevy.
But again, Tom Brady
Wasn't on the field.
when he has left the field in all 6 Super Bowls now, all 6, even the 2 he lost, he left the field with the lead.
Yep.
So
But I think we can all agree that the performance by Tom Brady and what makes Tom Brady special, and they talked about this, was they were only giving him what they were giving him, and he's like, fine, I'll take that. He never got jumpy. He never tried to force
I'd
stuff in.
argue in the first quarter, he got a little jumpy.
We're not talking about the first quarter. I said late in the game. He was taking what they gave him
hear you say that.
and 2 precision drives. Think about who caught touchdowns. Brandon
Danny
LaFell,
Amendola.
Amendola, what's his face, Gronk. I mean, he spread it around. Edelman, what a game.
But
God
you know what
damn
it is about Tom Brady? He's not one of those, and don't get me wrong, before you harp on me, guys, he's not like the greatest quarterback for being a quarterback. He's the greatest quarterback. I'll explain
All right,
why.
define
No,
yourself.
he's the greatest quarterback because he can lift people to a new high.
No, he's the greatest quarterback because he's
I
a
think-
precision passer. He plays
Yeah,
the
but-
position
Beautiful.
I
What
think
you're
he's a
trying to
great
say,
quarterback, but he brings people to a whole new
what you're
level.
trying to say is he's not a Peyton Manning who's going to throw for 500
Right.
yards
Right.
10
Tom-
weeks out of the year.
Look at exactly.
But-
Look at Peyton Manning. He
but do
broke
you have
records
to
this
be?
year. But I don't care who you are. He can take somebody like Gronk, who was phenomenal, and now put him on an even bigger pillar. You get what I'm saying? Whether it's mentally and physically, he's got that gift of throwing or whatnot. But he's got the ultimate.
I think
gift
it
of
comes
leading.
down to is when
He's a leader.
when you need a quarterback to step up. Who is the one guy you would want?
Absolutely.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Well,
is that
right.
guy,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. He's a leader. There's not that many leaders in the NFL.
But somebody can be a
nowadays.
good leader, but he's a great
No, no.
closer. He's a clutch player. Me and Kev had this conversation about, Boston sports players and where you put them down in history. And, between him and David Ortiz,
No, I've never seen anything like
you
it.
know,
No.
you
He's
just
gotta be
between the,
number one.
between the
He's
two of
gotta
them.
be.
How do you know?
Yeah.
Well, but between the two of them, they're very similar in 2 very different games, which is they
Look
are
at
just
it. How many World Series have we won in the last decade? 3?
3.
Okay. Who was on all 3 of those?
Yeah,
Ortiz.
Who hit fucking 750 in the last World Series?
2013 hit 750 in the not the World Series, Kev.
In the playoffs,
fucking
the
playoffs.
whole entire play. I mean, who basically single-handedly won the 2000 first, that against the Yankees? He won 3 fucking games. I mean, in last biggest clutch player I've ever seen, bigger than Tom Brady, in my opinion. Now, is he better in the realm of things? No, because David Ortiz isn't the greatest hitter of all time. I do think Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback ever, and I think a lot of what you're saying goes into that. Joe Montana. Let's not forget.
He had Jerry Rice, dude.
He also had Roger Craig.
Right.
He had who was on the opposite side? He had another
Ronnie Lott.
He had another borderline Hall of Fame
Deion Sanders.
receiver on the other
He had
side of Jerry
LT
Rice.
too?
He
had
had
LT?
he had a
No.
tight end, Dwight.
That was after him.
I can't think of the tight end's
Tim
name.
Clark or
Dwight,
something Clark.
Clark.
Tim Clark.
whatever.
Tim Clark.
The guys around him, not to mention the defense, right? So what Brady's done, when you're winning Super Bowls with David fucking Patton as your number 2 receiver and Deion Branch, and this year, even look at these receivers. I mean, do you think Wes Welker made Tom Brady or Tom Brady made Wes Welker?
Oh, look at that.
Point proven.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. I was just going to say that. Look at Denver.
And, do you think if Edelman, who had a fucking wonderful game, he had a whole great year, great playoffs, and I'm not, you know me, I was never a huge Edelman fan, thought he was fucking phenomenal.
Well, once again, he got uplifted. He was forced, his hand was forced to go into Wes Welker's position, to take over Wes Welker's spot. It was supposed to be Amendola. But obviously, he had a great game. We're not going to talk about him right now. We're just first saying Edelman. He was forced into it, and Tom Brady lifted him into that spot.
I don't know about that.
I do. I
don't know what that means.
He's still a slot receiver.
I think he's good, but what Tom Brady, I don't know what it is.
Great players make good players great, right? And that's what you're trying to say.
I guess that's.
Well, I disagree because Edelman was great for a game. He's not a great player. He had a great game.
But again, Kev,
I think all season.
If Edelman hit free agency. Let's say he hit free agency after winning the Super Bowl, teams would have been all over him and signed him to a huge contract.
Look at Denver picking up Wes Welker.
But stop for a second because I'm going to say this. What is Brady's game? Brady's game is precision
dink
passing.
And dunk.
Well, it's dink and dunk when Josh McDaniels feels like it. But when we had Randy Moss, he could throw a deep ball pretty good.
But
right?
That was the only
with
year.
precision.
That was the only year, though.
Oh, no.
How many years can you think of that he broke records?
You don't have to break records to throw a deep good ball. I mean, a good deep ball. Excuse me.
Deep ball. He was a West Coast.
Microphone.
Offense.
I guess my point, Doug, is that Brady's style is to be precise. That's what he does. That's what makes him great. He's precise.
Absolutely.
And there's a fine line there because people still, even after winning fucking 4 Super Bowls, still refer to Tom Brady as a game manager. Which you're fucking retarded if you think he's a game manager.
But
what does that even mean?
But he is, and he's not. He's a game manager plus.
No, Peyton Manning is a game manager.
No.
No. Total opposite of that.
He's not a game manager.
No,
not.
Peyton Manning is a lot.
A game manager is to define what a game manager is in the NFL is a quarterback who they define an offense and put an offense around him that doesn't allow him to make too many mistakes, and the offense is set up to say, okay, we just want you to chip away.
I was thinking of Peyton Manning style where he commands what he's.
No,
I think if Peyton Manning had his brother's balls, he'd be the greatest quarterback ever. But he doesn't. He lacks heart. He has no balls. He's a fucking pussy in the pocket. And I like Peyton Manning.
I think he foils under pressure.
Yeah,
I do have to say though that
when you say
I know.
foils
he also
folds.
Well,
he says foils.
I always say foils. I don't know why.
Foiled again.
But I mean, look at the Super Bowl.
That damn aluminum foil.
Look at the Super Bowl last year. Peyton Manning. If a game doesn't go his way,
done.
He doesn't know how to change it. He doesn't know how to come out of the second half and say, okay, well, they shut down this in the first. And it's funny because they always,
Is that really his fault though, or is it?
Yeah, that's his fault.
I'm sorry, but if they want to say
that's what I mean though. They're giving him the reins.
Field, and they always show him on the sidelines ripping through pictures
Sure.
of film.
No,
Give me a fucking break.
Shut up,
if you are that smart and you're so much better than everybody else, you should be able to say, okay, they're taking this, and this away from me. We need to do this, and this. But the problem is Peyton Manning's ego doesn't allow him to, first of all, hand off
so
the
they're
ball.
the enablers that allow him to do that. So
he's
it's on them for letting him do that.
He's NFL royalty, because of his dad and stuff. But to jump back to the Super Bowl, and here's what and then we'll move on unless somebody else has something else they want to say.
I
do. Is what pissed me off in the post coverage was it was all about Pete Carroll's call. And what was lost in that is, look, guys, you got lucky to get down to that fucking position. That catch should have never happened. Right. Talk about that.
That's what gets lost.
That's what gets lost. You talk about Pete Carroll making the wrong play call. And guess what? The Patriots' goal line defense was pretty fucking good this year.
Not only that, but he was 1 for 9 or something like that on the goal line. He was awful.
Who?
Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, that's true.
That's what they're
Absolutely
saying.
true.
Goal line
was not 1 for 9, guys.
No,
Yes,
he
it was.
wasn't 1 for 9, but he was under 50% for running in.
There was a reason.
It was abysmal.
I understand that though.
The
You had
statistics
the
were
greatest,
abysmal.
the greatest running back this year. This year he was
DeMarco
probably
Murray
the
was the best.
Marco
running back.
Murray
right.
is by
I think
far.
Marshawn Lynch is overrated. I think
Well,
he's good, but
You don't
he's
think he
to
got
Doug,
there.
to Doug's point, I think DeMarco Murray's overrated, and I think the free agency period, which I know we're going to get into next, proves that he had the best offensive line in football. He ran behind DeMarco Murray did. So I agree with you.
But every running back, with the exception, there's 2 running backs that I've seen in my lifetime that I thought could have run behind 3. That I thought could run behind any fucking
Is
field.
it Adrian
BS
Peterson?
is one of them.
No.
Barry Sanders is the
Yes.
greatest running back I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Walter Payton could run behind any line, and then a third guy, I don't know.
Brown.
Emmett Smith?
Well, no, I never saw
Ooh,
Jim
that's a
Brown play.
good call.
But no, Emmett Smith was
Emmett Smith,
all
completely
line.
overrated.
all line.
Completely
Yeah,
overrated.
he was. The third one was Earl Campbell, who could just fucking blow through people. But you take a guy like Barry Sanders, all-time back, beast mode, all this bullshit. Give me a fucking break.
But I will say, if I could have any running back in football,
Yeah.
give me Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't go down. And, you look at highlights and you're like, oh, that's just one of those highlights. You see it once in a while from, who did we just have on our team this year? What's his
Jonas
name?
Gray?
No,
No.
from Pittsburgh.
The
From
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh.
guy.
Oh,
LeGarrette
Blunt.
LeGarrette Blunt. You'd see a couple runs. Marshawn Lynch, fuck, you can't take him down.
Yeah.
I mean, he's unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah, but he doesn't have breakaway speed. He doesn't
really?
Yeah, really.
Really? He broke away from your boy Jamie Collins for a pretty nice catch out of the backfield.
First of all,
in the
wait
fourth quarter.
a minute. That was a one-on-one, and he got a jump on him. I'm talking about gutting through a line and breaking away from safeties and
I
cornerbacks.
think he's broken away quite a few times this year. He has better breakaway speed than I think you. Than I think
He's a running
Okay,
back. He's
hold
got
on.
speed, but he doesn't have He doesn't have fucking like Stephen Ridley breakaway speed. He's not a speed back.
Stephen Ridley.
I'm sorry, that's a bad
What?
example, but you know what I'm
Listen,
saying.
hold on. So obviously, I just want to make
Stephen
two quick
Ridley's
points.
faster than Marshawn Lynch.
I'd argue that.
Hold on.
that's
I want to
argue
make
that.
2 quick points. Number one is this, and that is, I know the media likes to make stuff sound sexy, but how many for this year, anyways, and obviously last year, his nickname was Beast Mode. Okay, because he could fucking turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now going to my second one, what you were just talking about with Pete Carroll. Everyone was arguing that was the dumbest call. He was just trying to catch the Patriots off guard because he was going to have to throw the ball. If
At
he
some
didn't
point,
have-
you're right, Doug.
if he was a good clock manager, he would never have blown that timeout. Never, and they wouldn't have been in that situation.
They didn't
so-
use a timeout. That's why they
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 but
rushed
before
it,
they
right?
did, they
Who
used
did?
a timeout.
No, they
Who?
didn't.
Yeah,
Who?
way before Pete Carroll did. They only had one timeout left.
Did
With
they? I
yeah,
thought they had
only
two.
had,
No, they
no,
had to.
they only had
he-
one timeout left.
Doug is after he made that
That's-
circus
that
fucking catch.
super catch.
The
They wasted too
Seahawks
much
couldn't
time.
get up to the line fast
So he
enough
called
because they
a
were
timeout.
celebrating
Right.
and had to burn a timeout.
So if they weren't good clock managers, or if they were, that would never have happened. You had 2 timeouts within 30
Well,
seconds.
it's not clock management, Doug. If your team isn't that's
Well,
poor. that's poor
that's-
managing your
right,
team,
okay,
knowing to
poor
get up to the
management.
line.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know,
That's
they
a
were
better
too
way of
busy
saying it.
celebrating something that they hadn't even gotten to the end zone yet.
No,
and
exactly.
forced the hand to
So
call
as
a
opposed to
timeout.
waiting till 3rd or 4th down because it's 4 down territory, anyways, they couldn't go for the field goal. They said, "Fuck it, on 2nd down, we're gonna pass the ball." Why wait till 3rd or 4th down to do it, right?
Oh,
And
and
I don't
to
blame
your
him.
point, let's catch them off guard.
But the only downside was, and you can also blame what's his name, quarterback from
Russell Westbrook.
Russell Wilson,
Oh, Russell
not-
Wilson, not Russell Westbrook.
not doing any type of fadeaway. And if you don't like the situation, just throw it out of bounds. Just
Well,
throw
he
it
thought
away.
he had him.
Yeah.
He thought he had him.
That I know, but
Let's not take away. The kid made a great
He
fucking
did. He
play.
did a phenomenal. You know what the best is? You watch that again, and you see it in slow motion. He literally put everything he had into his right shoulder and bounced. I forget whoever that
Lock it.
slot.
Lock
Yeah.
it.
Lock it.
Who got
out of
cut?
there and stole it out of his.
Two
fucking
people.
hands. Greatest interception, and in such that's the toughest place to play for an offense is goal line. You only have what was that, 11 yards.
Well, what's
but
funny is
it was a great play.
obviously
Phenomenal.
that play's been analyzed over and over
Yeah,
and
ad
over and
nauseam,
over.
yeah.
And everybody's saying, well, just run the ball. There's better luck. It actually proved out this year, and again, they're only taking this year into equation.
Right.
They were at more of a risk of a fumble than they would have been at an interception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I agree.
Which I honestly would have thought would have been opposite of that. I thought there would have been more of a risk throwing the ball than there would have been running the ball.
No,
Well,
I
that's
think because-
logic, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I
But
think
it
everyone
turns
took into
out
account for
Michigan-
a goal line situation, like I was saying before. If you didn't like the situation or whatnot, or most quarterbacks
just
look for
dump
the
it.
fadeaway. You look for the fadeaway, and if you don't see it there, you throw it. They had the fadeaway there too. It was just covered up.
I have to say that one of the things that shocked me was how magnanimous Richard Sherman was. He's a better loser than he is a winner.
He was a
Yeah.
he was a stand-up first guy to shake Tom Brady's
I
hand.
saw him, yeah.
Yeah.
Better loser because he's a jackass when he wins. But he was,
Yeah.
hey, the better team won, and they made the plays and we didn't.
Yeah.
But how sweet was it to see him go, oh, no.
Oh, my God,
okay,
no.
so the first
Funny, I got
thing,
something to show you. If I
the
can find
first
my
thing my
phone.
wife sends to me, just real quick, or she finds or whatnot. Well, what did she say? As soon as we got the interception, that's why I'm like, this is why I married you. She didn't just cheer or whatnot. She said, she goes, oh, 24 let up a touchdown? How does that make you feel?
That is pretty priceless. Sean just showed me a picture of Richard Sherman, and it has the Google written across, and his nostrils are serving as the two O's.
There was a little vine, too.
Dougal.
There was a little vine also, and it was The Simpsons. And there's Brad and Lisa, and they're watching TV, and it's obviously supposed to be Itchy and Scratchy. And he goes, oh, look, you can see where his hat gets cut out. And all of a sudden they turn on the TV, and there's Richard Sherman. And all of a sudden you see him when the interception happens in that face.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there, and for us, New England fans, you're sitting there laughing because you're like, that's literally it, that face. And, you know, right at that same point, my wife's just like, hey, Richard Sherman, suck these tits. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is why I married you. That's right. Suck this. But now
I think we just got a taste of Dougie's bedroom voice. Did you hear that? That was a little frightening. Well, we're talking about Richard Sherman, and maybe what we should be.
That's why I married you.
That's why I married you, because you have a big penis. Oh, I'm sorry. You're my wife.
Hold on,
we're
before you
talking
just
about
jump
Richard
real quick,
Sherman.
though.
Yeah.
Just besides the
puffy
interception-
hat.
Yeah, right. I don't get it either.
Look like the train conductor in Polar Express.
Tom Hanks.
Dude, you look like a
I tried pulling it
Depression era fucking hobo who's got hot buns stuffed under his hat. All right, what's your point quickly?
The awareness that he knew that he was at the 1 yard line, stepped into the end zone, and had to jump back out. And the idea too. Let's talk about real quick.
No.
After the interception,
Yeah.
we had to do a running play because Brady couldn't kneel the ball.
Until they penalty, then they got a penalty.
Well, I was going to say that. Now, how bullshit would you have been if you were a Seattle fan, or
The
Daniel
worst-
Pete
the
Carroll?
worst that was gonna
the
happen-
Dumbest thing ever.
Was it though? The worst thing that was
Yeah.
going to happen is we get tackled in the end zone. It's a safety. We're still winning. We punt and
Yeah, but at least you still get a chance though, and a field goal would have put
true.
you at a tie.
One last point on the Super Bowl before we move on.
yes.
Trivia question.
Ooh.
What was the turning point in the Super Bowl in the Patriots' favor?
When Malcolm Butler broke up a third down pass down the sideline, and they just said the kid dropped it. I forget who it was. And they said he dropped it, but Butler actually made a play on the fucking guys, pulled his arm down. That was the
What's yours?
That was the play for me.
You have to come back.
They were still down by 2
I think
touchdowns.
Gronkowski's touchdown.
You just want to blow Gronk.
No,
Hold on.
Honestly, I think
all right,
that,
now I got
that
it. When
gave him
Edelman
more
made
support.
that huge block on that corner, and it completely took him out of the game, so their coverage got all fucked up after that.
Oh,
I'm not
good.
saying I'm right or wrong because it's all opinion.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rob Ninkovich sack on Russell Wilson.
Oh, you think so?
I
End
was
of the
big
third
too.
quarter.
All
was
right,
a huge
I guess it's
fucking
time.
turning point.
I guess it's time, and
Time
I'm
for a break?
dreading doing this. Rob Ninkovich had a hell of a fucking game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I apologize, Rob.
And would you say, because you remember the sack, was
was
that
huge.
not the turning point? in
I don't
the
know if it
game?
was a turning point, but it was
Dude,
one
that
of
made me
one of
feel
the
good,
bigger
though.
plays of the
It
game.
was because they moved the ball 1st and 10. They got it up. They had 5 yards left. Missed a throw on 2nd down. That was 3rd down and 5, and that would have taken off probably at least another 2 minutes off the clock going into the 4th quarter down by 14.
It was a fourth quarter of huge plays. I mean, no one talks about Dante Hightower's tackle of Marshawn Lynch when he was fucking going into the end
Well,
zone.
if you listen to Al Michaels too, Al Michaels was ready to announce basically the Super Bowl winning Carrie, and he goes, and beast mode stopped on the one.
And I hate that. Beast mode, shut up. Stop calling him fucking beast mode. So we've been talking about Richard Sherman. Let's talk about, and again, I don't want this to be a bitch session, but Darrell Rivas is gone.
Hold on. Before we
No,
get into
Darrell Rivas is gone.
No. Before we get in this, do you guys want a break before we start this shit show?
No. Do you want a break?
I mean,
what?
I gotta take a piss.
What are you gonna fucking say about Darrell Rivas? He's fucking gone. What are you gonna say?
Listen, I can.
And there's no backup plan. There's not much we can say. There's not much to bitch about.
Yeah,
there's a lot
plenty
to bitch about.
I'm saying, what? All you're gonna do is bitch, though. What can you say about it? He's gone. They didn't fucking make any effort.
Why? I
Because
guess
because Belichick's smarter than everybody. This is the good and the bad of Bill Belichick.
Why?
I can tell you exactly why it happened.
Because
they
they're
didn't
cheap.
offer him enough money.
They're cheap.
Go ahead, Doug. Why? Because
Well-
you didn't give him your puffy hat.
No, I was gonna start doing the, just kind of like the what. Never mind.
Darrell
Get back to
Rivas proved this year, just like when we won the Super Bowls in 2001, 2003, 2004, if you have a cornerback that not only makes your entire secondary better, but takes out the best wide receiver and basically handcuffs what the other offense can do, and he does it not being an arrogant fuck, not doing anything in the media like a Brandon Marshall or a Richard Sherman. What else do you want, Patriots? What do you want, Bill Belichick?
You know what they want?
What do
They
you
want that for
Robert
pennies
Kraft?
on the dollar. That's
Is it
what
because
they want.
you won the Super Bowl this year that all of a sudden, we're good,
Yeah.
we can take everything off, and I got to put money in the pocket because the fucking New England Revolution need money? What is the
You know what
issue
bothers
here?
me the most about all that, though?
You're on the right track,
No,
though, right
but
there.
the biggest part about that, it's not even so much that you're shutting down their number one, and it's not that you're uplifting your secondary, which that helps extraordinary. But the biggest is, it's a domino effect. So now I'm gonna go in. You guys are gonna snore to death, and that's okay. You get ready for the snores, and because I'm going X and O's.
All right, get to it.
The fact that now, fuck you, buddy. The fact that now you don't even have to do any type of blitzes. You're going to get coverage sacks like it's nobody's business.
We didn't get
Just
a lot of
running-
coverage sacks this year.
No,
That's
no,
not
we-
true.
but
We
the
didn't,
fact
we
that
didn't
you're
really
covered-
do a lot of
no, but the-
blitzing either.
No,
We really
that's what I'm
didn't do a
saying.
lot
We
of
didn't
blitzing.
have to do a lot of blitzing. We be able to have that contained in coverage sacks means you're not doing any type of
We didn't
blitzing.
get any sacks this
Yes,
year.
we
didn't.
did.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Very few, Doug.
No,
He-
I think we
We were in the
literally got maybe
third
about
tier of sacks in
Yeah,
the
we
entire
sucked.
league.
Yeah, but
we really
no,
were.
we kept that. I think that we were phenomenal keeping that
But
coverage.
in your defense, and I'll give it to you, and
10 or
it
12
was proven in
seconds
the
on those
Super Bowl.
plays.
It was proven in the Super Bowl. Do you remember the one play in the first half where Russell Wilson had 13 seconds in the
That's what I'm
pocket?
saying.
and couldn't complete it. That's not a
that's
sack,
not a
though. That's
sack,
a,
Doug.
No, I understand that, but that proves my point. The fact
No, it
that
doesn't.
It's
No, it
complete
doesn't.
opposite of your point.
It's the complete
No,
opposite.
Complete opposite of your point.
Okay, listen, I can't say to
Oh,
our front end-
Puffy hat. He got confused.
I can't say for the life of
Oh, the bedhead got confused.
me. Never mind, go fuck yourself.
But I know what you're saying, and,
No,
and,
that-
and if you have a good secondary, it helps with your linebackers, which
Doug,
then
you're his
transfers
final
and helps
token.
with your defensive line. Agreed. Nobody's arguing that, Doug. What Darrell Rivas brought to this? What Darrell Rivas
Okay,
brought
how
to
many
this team last
interceptions?
year?
How many interceptions?
No,
did
you
Darrell
can't
Rivas
measure
have?
it.
Cannot
Can't
do
measure
it.
Speak it to the mic.
Cannot
But-
do it. Cannot do it.
Absolutely. Well, we're
Why-
doing one and the same.
Wait a minute. Back
He
up.
had
Stop.
two
Everybody stop.
interceptions this year.
Yep.
And the only reason he had two interceptions is because no fucking quarterback throws his way.
So what's your point, Doug?
The fact that he uplifted our defense made it better, so we didn't even have to
Raise
blitz.
me.
I know. What was
We
he a
could have
preacher?
coverage too. That's what I was just trying to say. Is even though
Brother!
we didn't have a coverage sack,
Brothers
you're still
on the
keeping
Patriots.
Everything in 13, 14
Let me
seconds
uplift
for a
you.
play. That's
Agree, but that's not a
unbelievable.
coverage sack.
I'm just saying what all I'm saying is a coverage sack
I'm saying is I'm changing
whether
my
you got it or
argument.
not. No, I'm just saying the fact is that he can hold that offense for 14 seconds.
come out to play.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. Either.
Oh, you guys are too young. Come on. The meatloaf! All right, so break time. We'll be back. What are you rolling out?
We're done with the Rivas talk?
Yeah. No. What do you got to say? Go ahead.
What more
There's
do you have to
nothing to fucking say. They fucked up. I'm
For
a
$5
hundred-
million.
$5 million.
$5 million.
First of all, we don't even know if that was the case.
Yeah, it was. They
We
offered
don't
him
even-
30 and 35. Yeah. They
Really?
offered him
That-
35.
when did that
they
come
offered
out?
35.
Yeah, that came out. It was. That's common knowledge.
Dude, it's not like him and I sit here and just circle jerk talking about
35.
I thought that
We
was
both
just,
heard 35.
No, they offered him 35, and they said they offered him 35, knowing the Jets were going to offer him at least 38. And what did the Jets ended up? Look at he wanted to be the highest paid fucking.
And good for him.
And good for him. He
Good
should
for
be.
him.
He's
He
the
should
best
be.
out there.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. My theory is the Patriots didn't want. If they could get him for 35, they would have. But any penny over that, they didn't want to pay. They think he's going to get hurt next year. How old is he?
He's
31?
30.
Oh,
Not 31, not 32,
He's
not
30.
33. He's 30 years
God,
old.
I'm older than
But
him.
who breaks down after running backs? Cornerbacks break down soonest.
Sure.
Okay, so how many good years does he have left? And did they want to mortgage? You know, Belichick doesn't operate that. Kraft doesn't operate like that. We all wanted him back. We all wanted Browner back. We don't have him back. So we're going to go back to the same bullshit where we
I
don't have a
know.
defense good enough to win the Super Bowl.
Again, I just wish, and again, I know the Patriots are very good at saying we're not going to mortgage our future. We want to be for the future, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what, Kraft? You know, when you said 6 years ago when you let Deion Branch leave, or what was that? Actually, oh, shit, that was longer than that.
Yeah, 'cause it was back to our last
That was
Super Bowl.
Can I,
almost
can I
10
add
years
something,
ago.
though?
when-
Revis wanted to go back to New York.
I
That's what
know.
everyone's forgetting. He wanted to go back.
Okay.
No, he did.
No,
First
he
of
did.
all,
Yeah, he
again,
did.
that's the Boston spin on that.
No.
I will tell you right now, if it was an apples to apples, paycheck to paycheck, 40 million to 40 million or 39
would've
million or
stayed
whatever,
here.
he would have stayed here.
Right, but that was
100%.
easier.
But you just said if he wanted to go back to New York, if it was an apples to apples, he would have gone back to New York.
Yeah,
on.
but no, you know what though?
No, it's
not
money.
A fair
It's about the money, and
But
good
it's
for
not.
him.
It was
Why
6
would
million
not
more?
fair,
How
though.
much
The
more?
reason-
5 million more?
I can tell you why that would.
And it was more guaranteed.
Apples to
How much of
apples.
that was guaranteed?
That's what I've heard. 28.
By the end
I've
of his
heard 28.
career, if this was his last contract, Darrelle Revis will have made $165 million.
I said to, I think it was just before you showed up, Darrelle Revis, with this contract that he just signed, has more guaranteed money on his contracts than any other player in NFL history.
Yeah.
And
That's
you know
crazy.
what? Good for him. Good for him
Oh,
for
I
being
don't
a good
begrudge
business
him.
person.
Yeah, I don't
And-
begrudge him.
Good for him.
If
And
it's
you know
an
what?
apples to
He
apples,
is
though,
fucking the best.
He's
One of the best you've ever
unbelievable.
seen. Never mind the best in the league right now at what he does. Right?
Well, I was gonna say though, if it's apples to apples, right?
If
He'd
what?
have to stay
the two
here
offers?
for the two offers.
Yeah.
He'd have to stay here because of the incentives every team gives. You're gonna get so much more when you make the playoffs. You're gonna get so much more if you make the Super Bowl. You're gonna get so much more
That's not
if
built
you win
in
the
every
Super
contract. That's not built in every contract. That depends on the contract.
Okay,
now
the
when
vast
when you
majority
put-
of contracts.
No, that's not true. When
Bullshit! You get
no,
bonuses to play.
You get
I think every
you get
every
bonuses when you
everybody
get put
gets a
on-
bonus.
when you get
That's what I'm
Playoff
saying. You get
bonus.
bonuses to play and
That's
win
not a
those.
contract
But
thing. You get a
that's-
bonus.
Okay, I'm sorry. So
it can
bonuses.
be in addition
Yeah.
to it.
Okay, so bonuses, not
Now,
contracts.
a
but
lot of
bonuses.
veteran players will get performance bonuses. So,
Right.
for example, I don't
Vince,
know.
I know. We can get into that
No, I
after
know.
because that
I do want to
bothers me,
talk
too.
about this.
Dude, your
afterwards.
hair could get a performance bonus tonight.
Dude, I want to talk about this, and we'll talk about it after the break. I hope we're not done with sports.
If you
Can
wanna
we
keep
talk
talking about it.
Can we talk about what Chip Kelly's doing in Philadelphia?
Love
Okay.
it.
If somebody wants to tell me what that Rubik's Cube's doing,
I'm gonna piss
let
out
me
of my
know.
mouth if we don't take a break in a second.
No, that's fine.
Can
We're
I
going to come
just say
back
though
and talk
before
about
we go into a
Philadelphia.
break though? Just
No.
real quick?
What are we
Oh,
playing?
okay.
Just save it. Write it down. What are we playing?
It's a 3-set song by Jonathan Colton.
Who the fuck is Jonathan Colton?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't he a cornerback for like the fucking?
He's in Nick's 3-hour born again churches.
He played at my church in '82. When I wasn't born. Empire conquered. Oh, jazzy.
Long ago in days of yore, it all began with a god named Thor. There were Vikings and boats and some plans for a furniture store. Not a bodega, it's not a mall. This hill thing for apartments smaller than mine, as if there were apartments smaller than mine. IKEA, just a moke and some pine and a handful of Norsemen. IKEA, selling furniture for college kids and divorced men. Everyone has a home, kiss with the Oakland booty. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung, you wanna pull up tough. You notice that butt was stuck deep in the jeans she's wearing. Hooked and I can't stop staring. Ooh babe, I wanna
Let's not tune.
Hello.
Me Chubb before.
Welcome back.
Are we on the fucking air?
We are now.
Oh,
Hello.
we're on the air, Doug. Come on. Hey, let's go,
I'll
cookies.
deep Reese's peanut butter in my dick.
In my dick.
My dick.
By the way, I watched.
He's my favorite actor of all time, by the way.
Of all time?
Yep.
Wow.
Paul Rudd is my favorite actor of all time.
Really, all time.
All time.
Yeah.
I fucking love Paul Rudd. And
He's
I love
great.
what he
I
brings
love
to
him
the
too,
table.
but he's
In
not a great
everything
actor.
he's always been in.
Yeah.
In fact, me and Lauren I was watching TV the other night, and TBS runs old Friends,
Yeah.
and he was on Friends for a while. Just
Everybody is on
the
Friends.
little shit that he did on Friends was fucking Paul Rudd before
forgot that
Paul
was
Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
It was unbelievable.
I like Paul Rudd. I there's far better actors than Paul Rudd, but
Oh, it's all opinion. I just love Paul Rudd.
we know.
I love him.
All right, so free agency. Darrell Reeves is gone. We beat that one into the ground. You wanted to talk about Chip Kelly.
I did. I
Chip?
wanted. I just, what amazes me is, first of all, let's talk about the NFL in general. How good is the NFL right now?
Oh, my God.
Free agency this entire week. Oh, I don't know if it overtook anybody else.
Frenzy.
I sat at my computer, and I have two computers in my fucking cubicle. One is supposed to be for security, and yeah, I sat up with free agency tracker the entire week because I was just so.
Way to do your job.
And I'm sure, that obviously fantasy, playing fantasy football has dictated a lot of that. But it's amazing. The NFL can't do wrong. They've been in a ton of controversies over the past couple of years. They
don't
still
miss
can't
a
do
beat.
any wrong.
Just the
They don't
past
miss a
year.
beat.
Can't do any- And it's funny, did you notice when Roger Goodell released the Ray Rice files on Tuesday during free agency
Oh,
because
right.
he knew that he could get away with putting that out there and people would be focused on free agency. So,
What was the results
watch
of that,
Watch
anyway?
the right hand while my left hand releases shit about the
what was
league
released
that's
is that he
corrupt.
beat the shit out of his wife like 10 ways from Sunday.
Well, obviously, but what was...
That's it. That's literally it. It's just them
It
acknowledging.
was
that it
honestly
happened.
it was basically a lawyered version.
Oh, the independent investigation?
Yeah, it was an independent investigation, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
which
it's
wasn't
about an
independent at all. But again, there was no new information that we didn't know
Oh,
about.
all right.
But
Well, hold on.
to
Before you-
talk really quickly about the sorry, do
I
you
was
want
just going to say what you just said for a second. I brought this up to you before we started. The fact that it's literally a week before March Madness, all the tournaments are happening to see who's going to rank where in March Madness, and no one, obviously you care a little bit, but you care more about free agency.
Wow,
that's
that's
how big
also
it is.
because we live in Boston, Doug. If
I
you lived in
understand it,
Kentucky right now,
But
you'd-
look at I understand that, but
you
look
wouldn't
at
care nearly as much.
No.
about
Well,
free
wait a
agency.
minute.
An undefeated basketball
Would
team.
you
Look
have
at the
cared
shares.
as much about free agency this week if Darrell Reeves was wrapped up for 3 years? I don't think so.
I think
I do.
I think
I
I
do.
would have. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have.
Not
yeah.
as much. No way.
Well, maybe
Not as much.
no,
It'd
Maybe
still
not
be
as much,
exciting,
but I
though.
still would have
Yeah.
cared. Look at all the if you listen to look at ESPN. What for every, let's say, minute that they were talking about everything that was happening with NCAA, which is huge anyways, they were talking 5 minutes about free agency. And that's not just local. This is national.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
So
not
I'm-
saying it's
that's what
not
I'm just
national
saying, though.
news. It's absolutely national
But
news.
that's what I'm saying for the whole week.
Right, but you were kind of saying that March Madness wasn't being cared about the way it usually is. I
No,
would just
no,
say
no,
that,
I'm just
again,
saying that
we
it's
have to
just-
root for Boston College.
I understand.
You know
but
what I mean?
I'm saying for a national network, though,
Yeah.
they're giving that much. I'm just saying that's how big the NFL is. Would anyone really care about this with NBA or the
No.
NHL? You have your specifics, but I'm saying overall.
If the
general
Celtics
shares.
won the title last year, yeah.
Well,
No, I'm
locally,
saying,
Kev.
locally,
what-
but I'm
what-
saying ESPN. Do you think they devote all
what-
this
what-
time and money to this?
No, I think your points are good that the NFL is reigning supreme right now. There's no doubt about
they
that.
can't do wrong.
I don't know if it's that
Amongst-
they can't do wrong or their product's just so good.
But that's what I'm saying. So think of the controversies, the Greg Hardys of the world, the Des Bryant, supposed Walmart video, the Ray Rice incident, the Adrian Peterson. So all these incidents that have,
It really
now-
should tarnish the sport, but it
right,
doesn't.
and it
But
doesn't.
it's despite
because-
the NFL
right, and
that
we've
is
had this-
popular.
Right,
That's
and
my
we've
point.
had this conversation before, but no matter what controversy takes place during the week, Sunday we're gonna fucking tune in.
But you're saying they
It's true.
can't do wrong, and I'm saying they do wrong on a weekly basis. But the sport's so popular that people don't fucking care, and
Absolutely.
that's pretty
Absolutely.
sad, to be honest with you.
And quickly, I just wanted to get into, and Nick's wife is from Philadelphia. What the fuck is Chip Kelly doing?
He's
I
trying to
can't
build
figure
his
it out.
team. He's trying to build the team that he wants.
But
I just can't figure out-
quarterbacks?
Well, what did he do with the players he had last year? Not much. They got off to a good start, and then they fizzled. And
Yeah,
there they were again.
Just explain to me how you have a Darren Sproles, Ryan Matthews, and DeMarco Murray backfield. I mean, crazy. And then to take a ringer and ship off, arguably, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look at statistics. I would say top 15 Nick Foles. Top 15 quarterback.
Yeah, but what does top 15 really mean? I mean,
In
top
a- in a-
15
in a
probably.
league, in a league where a lot of teams are searching for a quarterback, like an Arizona Cardinals or actually Oakland Raiders have a pretty.
How good was Nick
quarterback now.
Foles? Nick Foles wasn't that great. I mean, Sam Bradford may be the
Just
bigger
ask
talent.
Jamie.
He's been injured. I think he's more injury prone. But what did Nick Foles do to say we can't trade this guy? I think he was overrated. He came in at a time when it was kind of like when RG3 went down and what's his face? Kirk Cousins comes in and everyone's like, oh my God, RG might not get his job back. 2 weeks later, they're like, where the fuck is RG3? Because this kid sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, Nick Foles took over from Michael Vick.
Yeah.
He played well for the rest of that season because I
Yep.
picked him up on fantasy.
Yes,
he
he
played
did.
pretty well. The following year, played
Until
very
you
well.
traded him.
I know, for fucking Andre Johnson. What a shit show.
Yeah,
that
but I
was.
do have to say though, their biggest
Controversial
downfall
trade.
was their linebacking.
A
core.
controversial trade is right.
They had
that came back to bite me in the ass.
last year. They had no linebackers, so you think they would have invested in their
Who,
linebackers.
Philadelphia?
What are you
What are you
talking
talking
about?
about? They had DeMarco,
DeMeco
And how did they
Ryans.
do for them?
They
Kendrick.
had, Mikel Kendrick.
But the
I
defense
always thought it
always
was
on the
Michael, by
losing
the
side.
way.
They-
Quit
He actually
Michael?
goes by Mikel.
Mikel, I know.
You are an NFL linebacker.
Low
There's a
linebackers.
big
You are an
difference
NFL
between-
linebacker,
no.
and you refer to yourself as
Wait,
Mikel.
Stop.
what?
There's a big difference between having you can have 3 or 4, which they proved last year, great linebackers, but they didn't gel. They didn't work together. They weren't true. They had an awful defense.
But you're blaming
know
linebackers.
what
How
you're
was their
talking about,
defensive
Doug.
backfield?
Their defensive backfield was shaky too, but I
Nick, can you look
honestly
that up
think
for
it's
me?
The
What do
leadership.
you wanna look up
Philadelphia was in the
exactly?
top 15 in defense last year.
No,
But that
No
we've
way.
already talked about how that doesn't mean squat.
I'm just saying they. I don't know where you're saying that they weren't a good defense. They were a very good defense last year.
Oh, I wouldn't
think
say they were very good defense, but they weren't horrible.
Maybe in the top 20, but great. You have 32 teams.
But that's like saying you have a top 15 quarterback. Big fucking deal.
Well, right, exactly.
I mean,
Unless
even
you're
if they
in the
were
top
top 15.
top 7, maybe.
All right,
then
where
you're okay.
are they, Nick? Down the fucking bottom.
This is totals. Yeah, they're number 28.
Okay.
Totals.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
what do you want from
yeah,
them?
I mean, okay.
how do you measure defense?
Where's
I
Where's
guess?
New England?
New England was
13.
There you go. Was New England the third? Okay, agreed. You can't go by statistics.
Well,
Seattle was
really-
number 1.
Wait a
so-
minute. Do that by points. Resort that by points. No, Nick, you can do it by the category. Go down. Just hit points.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, go up to the banners where it says yards. Click on points, and it'll sort that by points given.
Where are you looking here?
On the gray, no, down. Go over to points, and it'll sort that by right there. You just
That's
press
the
it.
number 1 statistic that
All right.
matters.
So where does New England rank now? 8th. Where's Philadelphia? Philadelphia was 23rd in points given.
Okay, so
they
they're in
sucked.
the bottom third row.
Yeah, they sucked.
Okay.
So
So now you're investing in all your offense. They needed, and don't get me wrong, they needed something, but they needed some new linebackers.
I don't know. I thought their linebacker core was fine.
I don't know. They had a great 4-3, but when it came to nickel, when it came to dime, they had nothing.
But that has nothing to do with your linebackers, Doug.
Yes, it does. It
What are
has
you
absolutely-
fucking talking about?
They're back-
You're pulling one off the field when you go to a nickel. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
But then you have those two that are sitting there trying to cover anybody, and they can't.
Oh my God!
So you pull an
Mikel
extra-
Kendricks is one of the best nickel backers in the fucking league.
You tell me, dude. No.
What you
I
want to
had-
tell me
I had
different?
Michael
Tell me
Kendrick-
different.
I had Michael
I am.
Kendrick on my fantasy team, and I know fantasy's not everything. He was a top 15 linebacker in the league last year for
Wow.
points, so it doesn't mean like
But
it wasn't horrible.
You could say the same thing. Throw fantasy out the window Because you can say that you can
You
have
can't
the
throw fantasy
greatest-
out the window with defensive players. That's tackles,
Passes
sacks,
defended.
passes defended. I would agree with you with offensive numbers, sure. With defensive numbers, it actually holds water.
It doesn't.
It's
it
like
doesn't.
All right, well,
It's a pretty good representation of the players versus their.
It is, but tackles, for instance, if your team sucks and you suck and you're making
Sure,
you
look
make
at,
10 tackles a game downfield.
Look at Jamie's guy there for Jacksonville. What's his name?
He got hurt, but I know what
Paul
you're talking about.
Plosnowski.
Yeah,
but he's pretty
he
fucking
gets
good.
1,000 tackles, but
Okay,
he's on
well,
Jacksonville.
He's all over the fucking
'Cause
place,
he's on the field all the time.
but he's all over the place. I mean, he's a good player.
yeah,
but
that,
I don't know
Well-
why we're arguing about fucking Phillies linebackers. But again, I think what Chip Kelly's trying to do is what a lot of college coaches do, where, Rick Pitino, how does he roll out these freshman teams every year and fucking dominate with freshmen? Because Rick Pitino goes out and picks the best players in the country. He has his pick of the litter. You put 50 of the best high school basketball players in a room in the country, and he goes, "You're coming to Kentucky. You're coming, and you're coming." People aren't. He doesn't have to beg people to come there, right? And Chip Kelly can't do that in the pro. So what he's trying to do is trade into his system players. And you know what he wants to do? He wants to do pow. What did they call it? Pow.
Ground and pound.
No, pow. It's basically power runs and then fucking air it out. Power runs.
Run and gun.
It's kind of run and gun, but they had another name for it. I can't think of it. It was pow and something. But anyway.
well, going back to the Patriots real quick too.
Yeah.
How you guys feel about Vince being let go?
Big whoop.
I thought
I
he
know,
was
but it's still a
mediocre
big-
this year. He was done.
He was mediocre, but he was it was nice if he doesn't go and play for anyone else. Your rookie year, you win a Super Bowl. The year that you leave, you win a Super Bowl. But he was a big leadership role, even if it's just mental.
Well,
He'll be on Houston.
Will Fork is gone. You could lose Mayo. What are they doing with Mayo? I don't know.
They won't let go of Mayo. They'll restructure his contract, though.
You think so? Well, you know what? I
Yeah,
have a
he's
big
scheduled to make
argument.
$9 million. There's no fucking way they're
No,
gonna pay
no,
him
no.
$9
I
million.
understand that, but I'm
But
just saying,
Dougie's
I could
point's a
let him
good
go.
one. You lose some leadership in that locker room. And Vince is, again, people will say, it's overrated. The other guys step up. You still have Tom Brady in the locker room. I think it's not as big a deal if you keep Mayo around because he's another Brady, Will Fork, Mayo were your leaders, Matthew Slater. I think if you have three of those four guys, you won't
I
even
think
feel it.
McCourty could be included on that.
And
list.
McCourty. He was a captain this year, right? Yeah. So, I liked Vince. He was my daughter Sammy's favorite player. She was pretty broken up about it. But from a team perspective on the field, I think he can be replaced
And
at
it's-
this point.
It's tough to say, but the game's passed Vince by, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Well, you know
After
what,
his
though?
injury, he just wasn't the same.
Well, he had-
And
well,
Mayo won't
hold
be
on,
either.
though. If you want to
Uh-oh.
agree to disagree,
Oh,
he hit
puffy
every
hat.
single one of his incentives this year. His
Was
bonus
one of them to
incentives.
not eat a donut?
Yeah, but what were his incentives, Doug?
It was
I
it was
couldn't even
ga-
tell you
games.
all
It
of
was
to
games.
be chubby?
Oh, I
games
can tell you,
played and-
guaranteed it was games played and
How does
How
that
far-
guy's heart not fucking explode? I
know.
don't get it. I really don't get it. Anyway, anything else sports-wise?
What
The
was I
Mayweather
just gonna say?
Pacquiao fight is fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's
When's that
10 years
happening?
too
Patrick
late, though.
Willis retiring.
And Patrick Willis retired. Nick's boy retired.
Yeah, my boy.
What's his name? So, Nick, how do you feel about your boy
Patrick
retiring?
Willis retiring at 30 years old, huh?
You guys making fun of me from that other podcast?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Well, I got my
'Cause
boy.
I forgot who it was.
I will
Yeah.
say Patrick Willis in his prime, one of the best linebackers I've ever seen, period. He was fucking a beast, that guy.
was.
He could do everything. He was so fucking good. He just was. He was so good.
But he was the same thing as Vince too, which is not even just physically gifted, which obviously, like you were saying, the decline of Vince, but it was mental. That having that leadership in the locker room. And I know this is gonna sound stupid, but on the same note, what was it? Little Giants, the movie, and they had John Madden in there, and he said it. When he was a coach too, 50% of the game is 90% mental. I know it sounds stupid, but it's true. That leadership role, well, just like we were talking about Tom Brady lifting you, when you need to count on somebody to lift you up and get you that extra 2 or 3, or hold those extra 2 or 3.
I don't
you
think
have those
that's
guys
what he
there.
meant, though.
No,
What he
but
meant
it's
was you got to be
uplifting.
smart and fucking play the game
Yeah.
the right way and
Well,
know
that
what's
too,
going
but,
on.
No,
And-
but then also, well, that's what I'm saying. It's mentally though. That leadership role is all mental. You can prove it on the field, but it's also
Right,
up.
right. But I
lifting
think you
those
have to
people.
be linebacker, quarterback, those positions, free safety, where you're not just locking down a guy or you're not supposed to be in this place, but you have to adjust and make decisions. That's about, they talk about instincts.
Oh, I
and
agree.
Patrick Willis was one of
Yeah.
the best instinctual players I've ever seen. You know, Mayo was probably the best instinctual player I saw on this team. Collins is close. You know, and Collins did not have a good Super Bowl.
No, but he had a good season, though.
No, and you know what? I don't want to say he didn't have it. He got exposed in some plays that were big. But early in the game, he was fucking great against the run. He was all over the place. But that Russell Wilson play, he thought he was going to tackle him. Fucking Russell put a move on him, broke his fucking knees. Unbelievable.
Can we all agree, though, like coming out of this year, that Hightower looks like mentally he gained 10 years?
Yeah, he looked
this
good.
year. He looked real good.
Yeah, he looked good.
And that's a downside for Mayo. Like, he could take middle linebacker and control it if he wanted to.
You don't want him at the middle, though. I don't like him at the middle.
I don't like it either. But he can make those calls and he can make those plays.
Well, you got three guys that can do it now because Collins took over the green dot too.
Yeah.
You know, so
Again, Mayo's done it without a really good cornerback set, and you know we're going to be back to that this year. So we'll see how a Hightower does when you don't have a Revis on one side and a Brown on another.
we need a pass rusher. Is
But
what we fucking
how-
need.
yeah,
we have
we
no
don't.
pass rush. It's
But how-
fucking bogus.
If we do keep Mayo, how
Just
good
let
do
go
you
of Ayers
feel?
again too.
How good do you feel having those three as your cool linebackers?
I think you got one of
That's
the
awesome.
top 3 linebacking cores in the league.
I agree.
And
with
here's
you.
how I'd play it. I'd put Mayo back in the middle. I'd run Collins at the weak side and put Hightower on the strong side. And then I'd pull Hightower off on Nichols, or I'd put him up on the line to rush the pass.
I was
going
going to say put him up on the line, or
because he can't
play
cover
like a
worth
three-
shit.
No.
He's terrible cover
Gets
linebacker.
exposed 100%.
Yeah, and before the Super Bowl, I would have said this good opportunity to get Ninkovich off the field. But I tell you what, the
Ninkovich
guy,
is so
fucking,
good.
he's not though. But he had a fucking great game.
He was, but you know what it is he's not one of those.
That
I'm
was a
gonna be-
coverage sack, by the
Yeah.
He's
way.
a Brewski type.
Right.
He's a
Well,
Brewski type.
No
He really
I don't
fucking
know.
way.
Brewski was good.
That's an
He's a
insult to
Brewski
Teddy Bruschi,
Yeah.
man. Teddy Bruschi was fucking awesome.
really
Listen,
wasn't,
I had
though.
my doubts about
He was-
Teddy too. Until
Teddy
like,
Bruschi was
the first
very
Super Bowl.
smart, a very smart player.
Yeah,
But in terms of physically gifted, not at all. Teddy Bruschi was smart. He could recognize
dude.
plays.
Let me just say, to be an NFL athlete, you have to be pretty special athletically.
That's what I'm comparing him to. I'm comparing him to other NFL players, not comparing him to us.
You're comparing him to a one-dimensional fucking linebacker, Rob Ninkovich. Brewski could do a lot of different things on the field.
But you know what it is with Rob, and maybe
Rob.
it's the way that.
Wow, how was Thanksgiving?
Oh, you want me to call him
You know,
Mr. Ninkovich?
you know what the thing is about Robbie? He's always tickling my nuts. His
Hey,
nose always
this is
tickles my
Speaking of
nuts.
Thanksgiving dinner,
Yeah.
the Upton brothers.
Oh, what's
Did
going
you
on?
notice BJ changed his name?
No, what?
He's no longer BJ.
What is he
No.
now?
Look it up.
He's
Nick.
Hummer Upton.
He has officially not. He won't call himself BJ Upton anymore.
Trouser friendly kiss Upton.
DSL Upton.
What is it?
What's his name?
You need to look it up, Kevin.
Right, new name.
Nick, 'cause
Nick-
I was
Nicky's got
fucking
it.
howling.
BJ Upton.
Doesn't want to be called
Oh,
BJ
hold
Upton
on.
anymore.
He's on the Braves. What the fuck?
What's he going by?
What's his name? Jimmy.
What the hell?
Did it already refer to him as BJ?
Just type in a Google BJ Upton's new name.
I did that. Oh, it's Melvin.
Melvin. Melvin Upton is what he's going to go by.
I
that's
hope
a
that's his
big-
birth name.
No.
Why would you go to
don't
Melvin?
know.
I was going to say, like, that's an upgrade.
Yeah, yeesh, I know.
So is Melvin coming to Thanksgiving this year?
I gotta talk to Melvin. I
So,
don't.
anyways, going back to
fucking-
what we were just talking about.
You're like a
second ago.
minor Tyler Perry character. Old puffy hat.
Dude, at least I'm not wearing women's sunglasses from Target.
Uh-oh. Keep talking. Go ahead.
So, with. Oh, that's going to stank.
That's what we call it, Screaming Peter.
On that note, I think it's time to plug in the old phones.
All right.
Ooh.
And
wow.
it's time for
We
battle
need an
shits.
intro to Battleship.
We got to make a. You sank my battleship.
Yeah, exactly.
In a British accent.
All right.
Oh, today's
Do you want to
match.
go? Do you want to go first?
go first, buddy.
Oh, reigning
Hello,
champion.
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today's match will pit Special Olympics Nick against Puffy Hat. I'm only kidding. Puffy Hat, do you have any?
Nope.
No, me neither.
I should, but I don't.
Who's
By the
gonna
way,
start?
I'm starting to name mine. I don't know if you want to add like
I
names to
am
the.
naming
Oh yeah,
mine
you got to
also.
name them, dude. When you said this one, I called the Squeaker. No one is.
When are we
beaten the
going
Squeaker
back
yet.
to? Because I have all the way back to 2-2.
Why don't we just
Which
do
is
like
right,
4 per
Oh, no,
Oh,
we
how
need
many do
more.
you have, Nick?
4?
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Jesus Christ.
I have 12 of them.
All right, why don't you pick?
Well, I only have 4.
All right,
so-
Nick. Why don't Sean? Why don't you go? Who's going first? Tricky.
The winner. The
Oh,
reigning
Nick,
champion.
the current champ. Nick is 2-0. He won with the squeaker, and then he won
Yes,
with.
yes.
Do you remember the one that had a melody to it? It was kind of musical.
Yeah, it sounded like Unchained Melody. But
All right, Nick, are you ready?
All right, this one's called Fibery Zeppelin.
Oh, we've heard this one.
I don't think you have.
Oh, all right.
I didn't name mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. New 1 through 4. That's what it was. Fibery Zeppelin seems to be unable to register.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nick looks a little nervous. The sweat's coming through his Jimmy Fund hat.
Way too loud. Turn that down.
Turn yours down. There you go.
I couldn't even hear it.
yeah, let's try
Are you
that again.
fucking shit? Was that all one?
Yeah.
Dude, what? That's
One more
you
time.
should
Can
call
play
that.
it again? I couldn't hear it. It kept
Hold on.
You need to call that Moby Dick because that's.
Maybe I can't compete. I really can't.
Holy shit, dude! What the fuck was happening there,
I just love the dry air at the end.
dude? That was like a fucking drum waltz. That sounded like a military march.
That sounded like some wind blowing in Arizona.
Oh my god. I don't know if I
I think a tumbleweed came by.
Every time I think I can compete with you, I don't think I can.
Are you already defeated after the first one?
I don't even know. I might be.
Should I even? I'll save the rest.
Wow.
No, don't save the rest.
I'm kidding.
I'm going to let them all go.
I'm just kidding.
What do we got here?
All right, this one's called Longevity is Key.
Oh.
Dude, you know how bad Nick's was? I can smell it right now.
Oh. Oh boy. Oh.
Dude,
How
I'm
long
pretty
was that?
That's got to be like a 2-foot long
17
shit.
inches.
All right, let's count.
17
No,
seconds.
replay that. We need to. It was 17 seconds.
Holy
So if you're
shit.
going an inch per second, that thing was about 17 inches long.
It was what we refer to in the shit world as a horseshoe.
That's an
Did-
anaconda.
Did it
dude.
come up and tickle your
Did
nuts?
not tickle. No,
No.
It lost and bent over.
Oh, I could hear it. Just it
Just
sounds
hear
like
it
a
expand.
campfire.
Dude,
That one hurt. Dude, I can just hear it
oh my God.
expanding your
So you're
asshole.
telling me this hit the bottom of the toilet, came up, but folded under its own weight?
It
Yeah.
broke off.
Ah, that's disgusting.
Goodness gracious.
So it did like a pie symbol.
Wow, that was long. Holy
All right, I
shit.
have one called. I'll just do two. With
Yeah.
Go back.
Okay.
It's funny. I have one called. It's actually not called anything, but I did have one called a shart.
Oh, I had a shart one. Remember that?
I have one. From
Holy shart.
3850. This one's called the calm before the storm.
Oh boy. That's fucking disgusting.
One more time. You play it again. Just when you say, "Oh shit." Oh.
That is fucking disgusting.
That was a Chinese dump.
What did you have? Chinese
No,
food for
see,
lunch?
Must have.
I have to say that that was
You
really
shunned Jude
funny
it?
for the shit, but it was even better for the commentary. So I don't know if I can award it for the commentary, but that was great. Just a whole exhale.
Oh yeah.
Should I
Kev,
wait?
can
Should
you
I wait
chime
for?
in on here?
Just go.
All right, this one's called flooded snowblower engine.
No, that was a quickie. I was waiting for a little more.
It was quick.
All right, play it again.
Oh my god! Sounds like you threw a bucket of soup out.
It sounded like you just shit out Skittles. That's what it sounds
All
like.
right, we doing the two again?
Yeah,
All right. This one's called an orc fart.
I thought he was doing two.
This is the one we were talking about earlier, where it was actually filmed at the same time that I audio recorded it. This one's called New Factory Bomb.
That's awesome.
You got two
Dude, that's
notes
fucking
there.
sweet. Where's the first note?
That's pretty cool.
You probably get a different note down here. Oh, it's low.
This one's called New Factory Bomb.
Oh, that's really loud. Holy shit.
Dude, what are you in the fucking garden? You sound like you're in Boston Garden. What's up with the acoustics in there?
That's pretty good.
That one's pretty good, man.
Dude, you might want to have a doctor look at your stomach.
All right, this
How about a sphincter?
This one's called Brown Anatomy.
Is this your last one, right?
He's got like 10 of them.
Well, all right. But I only have one more. Ah.
Wow, an old classic right there. One more time.
Nothing says hello like a big crap.
Wow. I have to say, Sean's leading right now.
I don't know. His first one was epic.
I might have to hear that one again. But that's not fair.
Why? Why is that not fair?
Why?
I guess so. Good point.
Well, you were playing on fucking Blackberry.
All right, this is my last one. It's called Crapper's Delight.
I gotta put down my drink for this one. Sounds like you're milking like toothpaste, trying to get the last bit of it.
So angry, dude. Do you shit like this, Nick, Doug?
Only after
Yeah, I bet he
Mexican.
does.
No, after Mexican.
That sounds like a problem to me.
Yeah. That literally sounds like
I
your
don't think it's a
asshole's
problem.
trying to whistle.
How's it a problem? I got gas. And I let
Here.
it out in the toilet.
I have one in here. I wish I labeled it. I actually it's sharp.
Oh.
But I don't know what.
Well, you just...
I'll just run through the rest of them that I have
All right.
for this segment.
All right.
Oh.
Did you put your phone in the toilet?
Dude,
Yeah, I put it right around.
did a little Japanese girl take a shit for you? What the fuck was that?
Oh, Jeff's gonna get excited. Dude, that literally said splat.
Okay.
Splat.
There it is. Ready?
Yeah.
This is the one where I thought I had a fart, but it turned out not to be a fart. You gotta
Uh-oh.
listen to
Oh,
me.
no. Oh, I missed that.
You can hear it a little
You
bit.
go,
and then
ooh.
Oh, that, Jesus.
Who's laughing? Who's laughing?
Who do you think?
Lauren.
Yeah.
Let me hear that one again. That was a good one.
That's not like a question.
That one was good.
Your ass was literally saying, "What time is it?"
Huh?
All right, I guess I'll play the video that my wife sent me tonight.
Is that a
She
squeak
recorded.
toy?
Can I watch? Is it appropriate?
Yeah, you can watch.
All right. Oh my god.
I can't see.
Disgusting. Oh!
After you cover up your nose, too.
Sesame chicken 1, Sean 0.
And that's from the outside. That's not even in the bowl. Dude, you look like the thinker.
Sesame chicken.
right, enough.
You're still going?
The phrase was awesome. You're just looking for your wife to leave.
It was so natural that she was in there doing that.
I was just saying they were made for each other. I don't know any other couple that just have such a fascination around feces. Maybe dung beetles. That's about it.
I think that's all I got.
Nick, do you have a final finale, or did you?
No, that was it.
All right. I say just to make a decision, you play what you think your best one is, and you play what you think your best one is, because we had like 15 shits.
I'm going with Sean.
I don't know whose first one. I want to hear that again, because it's been like 2 hours since
It
we
was
had
very good, but Sean had a better variety.
I know, but you have to choose one, not all. You have to choose the best.
I'm
one.
choosing that last one. Not the video, but the last fart where Lauren laughed. That was a keeper. Yeah.
Wow, the question?
See, you
That
also
was
beat
sound
you at the
effects
top.
album quality.
Play your first one more time, Nick. See, I think you missed that one. You were playing on your BlackBerry. That thing just kept going. And then you had one that just went on for like 18 seconds.
I think the one I'd go with for myself would be longevity is key.
Yeah, these are the two.
I don't know.
They're very similar.
I don't know if that's smart for you to go up against the longevity of his. His
No,
had more
it's-
bass, and yours was more. Sean wins. I'm sorry, Sean wins tonight.
It's still going.
Yeah.
It's still going. Dude, yeah, that
Sean,
one there, that's
Sean's
the
the winner. Nick, good job.
17 seconds? I
Yeah.
can't beat that.
No, nobody can, Nick.
You could just hear his asshole just stretching.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Well, hey, I have to make a call, so why don't we play Urban Dictionary? I gotta make a quick call. Yeah,
How about we wait till you get back so you can laugh?
I'll be okay. Just go now. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Diddle each other, I don't know. Talk about those awesome LensCrafters woman's glasses that you have on. We can talk about that.
You can talk about that, but I recommend that you start. Do we have music for this game?
Dude, look at those.
I'm retiring those.
You look like you like a librarian.
I know. I need them to
Our,
see.
Oh, good.
our Trivia Idiots theme song and the...
No, not Trivia Idiots.
I'm retiring both of them.
Oh. No.
We're going to make new ones.
Do,
like fresh.
all right.
All
So,
right, we'll do herbs.
are you ready to do herbs?
I'm ready.
I'm going to turn it over to you.
Ready. Since Mr. Smith has stepped out, well, Mrs. Smith has stepped out of the building, I'm going to take over all the hosting duties, which is going to be horrid, but we're going to try. Welcome once again to another exciting round of
Say
Urban
sparrow.
Dictionary. Sparrow. Yay! Gentlemen, are we ready? Are we
Kev
ready
has
for
to go
tonight's
outside
game?
to use a radio antenna for the BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least there's two of us playing. So I have three, count 'em, three, like we always do, different names for tonight. And we're going to start off from mild to a little bit weirder to full-fledged insane. Nick, tell me when you're queued up, ready to go, because I'll give
I'm
you
good.
the first. Okay, here we are. First word of the night is master weight.
Master weight?
Master weight.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so we're going to start off with Mr. Cephalo. What do you believe master weight is?
Master weight is how much you weigh after letting off a absolutely huge load.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it. I like it a lot. It's wrong, but I like it. Going to Mr. Delaney, what do you think master weight is?
master weight, when you receive nuts on your face, otherwise known as Puerto Rican goggles, in the back room of a master walk.
Nice.
That's cute too. It's wrong. This one here, we actually, I think every gentleman in our generation have done this. Master weight. Jerking off while you're watching porn, but you're waiting because the video is buffering. Master waiting.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, that one's cute, isn't it? So, number 2. You guys ready? Are you ready to queue up, Mr.
Yeah.
Seth? Okay. Number 2 is an angry pirate. An
angry pirate?
Yep. Angry pirate. All right, so we went Nick first.
I think I have this one.
All right, so we'll go with it. Sean, angry pirate.
Blowing a load in a girl's eye, then kicking her in the shin as she walks to the bathroom.
Oh my God, we got a direct.
Oh my
we got
God.
a shot. High five. Cue the applause on that
I
one.
knew him. I said he touched me.
Oh, wrong one. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
Nick. Right on, Nick. What do you think it was?
Mine was when you walk into another dude's room while they're having sex and you commandeer the chick and you go, "All right, I'm coming aboard."
That is that's a Denver Bronco, isn't it? I believe that's a Denver Bronco. Oh no, a Denver
That's
Bronco.
a Harlem something.
No, a Denver Bronco is when you're banging a girl from behind and then you scream your ex-girlfriend's name and see if you can hold on to her.
That's right. So the last one for tonight, I told you.
Compton gangbang.
You know what that one is. A grandma's tongue.
Oh, what the?
Grandma's tongue.
All right. This one's hard, huh?
Kev, if you want, this one isn't like. You can play this one if you want, real quick.
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
All right, so Sean guessed first on the last one. So Nick, grandma's tongue. What is a grandma's tongue?
Doug told me.
Grandma's tongue is a BJ that is so sloppy it's like kissing your grandmother's mouth.
Oh, that's really good. It's wrong, but it's good. Sean?
I wrote eating 20 airheads and performing cunnilingus from a rocking chair.
Does it have to do with Buttersworth?
No.
Or Werther's Original?
So a grandma's tongue, when you pull the skin at the bottom of your nutsack and cover up your cock and balls at the same time to reveal a wrinkled-looking tongue.
Dude, I've done that before.
I always thought that was the Batman.
That is the Batman.
No, the Batman is when you spread it.
But you have to fold it up, then spread it.
Yeah, but this one you're not spreading. You're actually carving up your cock and your balls.
Shabagaboo.
Yeah. You got another one?
No, those are the 3 that I have for tonight.
Don't we usually do 4?
No, we always do 3.
We do 3?
No.
Oh.
I've done 4, but I don't have it.
Boo!
I apologize.
Paging Dr. Faggot.
What's that from?
Well, I did say, though, Kevin, you'd appreciate this, too.
Nice catch.
The first one was called Masterweight. And masturbating is you're jerking off while watching porn, but you're waiting because the video is buffering. Every man has done that one.
Not anymore. Not with high tech, not with high speed internet, right?
I don't know. Depends on how many cell signals you have.
How many bars?
Uh-huh.
All right. So for trivia idiots tonight, What we're gonna do is you guys are gonna go one against one against one. Most answers
Ooh,
win.
I like that.
So you guys will pick. We're gonna do this the way I kind of like the way Jeff did it. I'm gonna read the categories. We'll pick for Sean 1st. So when you hear the category you want to pick, just stop me.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. Sitcoms. Baywatch. Saturday Night Live.
Definitely not.
Outer Space. Professional wrestling.
Oh,
Professional wrestling.
Professional wrestling.
All right.
Now, can we jump in and steal points?
Absolutely. That's
All
why
right.
you know. All right. Now you guys are picking for Dougie. You ready?
Fucking screwed.
Pirates, not butt pirates, just pirates. Oscars, sports cars, human body.
Human body.
Human body? All right.
I
For
just-
Nikki, beer, 80s music.
80s music.
Fuck.
80s music.
All right, 80s music. All right.
I lost.
I know.
And because
Dude, I have wrestling.
Every answer is going to be Hulk Hogan.
If it's not Hulk Hogan, I'm out.
The Undertaker.
Yeah, but Dougie was smart because he thinks he can steal it, right? So we're gonna go Nick.
How does stealing work, by the way? Are we just going to, like...
Answer it out.
Does it move to the
No,
next
raise your
person?
hand if you want to give a steal answer. All right.
How do you judge who raised their hand
Yeah.
first?
Exactly. Well,
Rest
you
in
got to
peace.
establish that.
All right, then
Douche
if two
nuggets.
people raise it at the same time, it'll be the first in order. So the order goes 1, 2, 3. So if it's your turn, Nick would be first. If it was your turn, Sean would be first. If it
Oh,
was
I
his
get it,
turn,
all right.
you'd be
No
first.
counterclockwise.
Correct.
Got
All
it.
right? All right, so Nick, your first question. I hope you weren't looking at these answers.
I can't read that from here.
All right, so Nick, oh shit, where are my glasses?
Oh, here comes Target.
Nick, your first question is: what band named for a continent gave us the hits
Asia?
Heat of the Moment, and Only Time Will Tell"?
Asia? Oh.
Asia is correct.
That's Nick. That's Nick.
That's how I know you're gay. You have a band of Asia.
All right, Dougie, human body. And what organ do you do a Batman with?
Your nutsack?
In what organ are your islets of the Langerhans? The islets of the Langerhans.
Organ?
Yep. What organ are your islets of Langerhans?
I'd go with German.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go liver.
Liver. What's your? Do you want to steal?
What, do I get negative points if I say
No. Same as Doug. You just get no points because you're not right.
I know.
That's a hard one. You have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Nick.
Spleen.
Spleen's incorrect.
Ear?
The pancreas is the correct answer. All right, Sean.
That was a first level question for the
no,
body?
these are not in order of difficulty.
Oh, they're not?
It's just colors, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sean, in which country was kilt-wearing Rowdy Roddy Piper born?
Ooh.
Australia, Canada, or Scotland?
Scotland.
Nick, would you like to answer that?
That means it's wrong? Austria.
Canada.
That wasn't even one of them.
I know, Canada.
Dougie
What do
got
you mean
it.
it wasn't one? Didn't
It's
you?
Australia.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Really? It was Canada?
Yeah.
So Dougie gets a point for the steal.
That's bullshit.
He
I
actually
know,
does
that's a
come from
process of
Canada, though.
elimination.
He does come from Canada.
It's his luck, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
They're only.
Nick, what
All right.
Tears for Fears hit song is said to be both based on primal scream theory and concerned with political protest?
I know it.
Do you want to give a guess?
Can you read the question again? Sorry.
Yeah. What Tears for Fears hit song is said to be both based on primal scream theory and concerned with political protest?
I have no idea.
I know it. Shout.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Dougie with 2 steal
That's a
points.
Tears for Fears song?
Shout.
Yeah.
Shout, let it all
Let
out.
it all out. These are the things.
that we live without.
I had
Come
no
on.
idea that was.
Doug, what 1966 film featured a group of scientists shrunken down and injected into a man's body to remove a blood clot from his brain?
Oh, actually, the only reason I have an idea is because they did something like this in Epcot. Oh God,
Thanks.
Body Wars.
No.
Oh,
I have no fucking clue.
I don't know what
The
it's called.
Fantastic Voyage.
Oh.
Like we all knew that.
All right. Sean, MTV question. Who played Cyndi Lauper's father in the video for Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
I know this.
And this is wrestling?
He gets to steal first, though.
I don't know who it is.
You want a hint?
No hints, you asshole.
A lot of breathing going on right now.
Dude, it's either you know it or you
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
need an
Trust
answer.
me.
No idea.
Nick?
No idea.
And I can also tell you it was in the Goonies, too. It was Captain Leo Albano.
I'd love to give that to you, but that's not his correct name. It was Captain Lou Albano.
Come on,
You
really?
said Leo. I'm sorry.
I
That
don't
is
even know who the
incorrect.
fuck that is.
Captain Lou
And
Albano.
he also played Mario on the Mario.
Did he really?
Yeah, on the TV show.
He had elastics
Mhm.
like sewn into his fucking face. It was weird.
What the?
Nick.
Good to
Really?
know.
They didn't give me
Fucking
you.
80s.
I can't give that to you, Doug. It
Can I
was
get
wrong.
half a point?
No.
No.
Sean, that was your second question, right? Yes. Nick, what was the first video played on MTV?
I know this.
If you can just give me the song, I'll give it to you.
How the hell would I know that?
It makes sense.
It makes
Okay,
sense.
shut up then. No more help. Come on. Come on. Do you give up? Come on.
Do you know it?
What was the question?
No, I don't.
What was the first video played on MTV? Doug,
Video killed the video star.
you got a guess? It doesn't matter because Doug is right. Dougie has 3 steel points right now. Doug, what is the Jarvik 7 first implanted in Barney Clark in 1982?
A fake heart.
That is correct.
Came from France.
Otherwise known as an artificial heart.
You know what I mean?
I like how you say it, though. Fake heart.
Yeah, it's cute.
Shano,
I'm full of useless trivia.
what former wrestler was governor of Minnesota from 1999 to 2003?
I know this guy. I know
Yeah,
this
you do.
one. I
Come
know
on.
this one. Hold
Come
on.
on.
Can we put a time limit on
Shut
this?
up, you fuck.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God, Governor. Oh, my God.
This is killing me.
Do you know it?
I know the first name. I don't know his last name.
Oh, give me his first name and I'll get it.
No, don't say shit.
Oh, fuck. What is his name? What is his
Oh, I got it.
Fuck.
Nice.
No, that was no clue. I'm trying to work.
No, I got it.
Oh.
Come
It
on.
finally came.
Sean,
to
you
me.
have 12 seconds.
As long as 12 seconds of my life.
Oh, shit. Well, Nick's going to get it.
I know, but...
The price is wrong, bitch.
All right, time's up.
I can't remember his name.
Jesse Ventura.
Jesse Ventura.
That's
and
correct.
what did he go as?
The body.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right.
hold on real quick, too. What movie was he in?
What
Oh,
movie?
he was in a bad movie.
No, it was an awesome movie.
what?
Dude, you love it.
The A-Team?
No, he was
No,
in
Predator. Yeah.
Oh.
I ain't got time to bleed.
All right. Nick, what 2009 Broadway musical includes more than 20 songs from the 80s?
Oh, I know it.
Ooh, I think I know this one. Then I get to steal for it.
I go first.
Dougie goes first.
I don't even know if I have it.
Do you know
A
it?
Streetcar Named Desire?
That's incorrect.
Oh my God, they made a movie out of it. Is it the history of? No.
I'm not sure you know
Fuck yeah, no, I do.
it. You have 4 seconds.
Go ahead, pass. I'll
Three-
know after.
Yep.
Jersey Boys?
No.
The
Give me some-
Rock.
Of Ages.
That's
Yeah, I
correct.
was gonna say it's a. What's the name of that band there?
Jack Black?
No, with the one-armed drummer.
Def Leppard?
Def Leppard
Def
song,
Leppard.
Rock of Ages.
Doug, what medical reference book inspired the title of a TV show set in a hospital?
Oh boy. No. MASH?
No.
One more time.
What what medical reference book inspired the title of a TV show set in a hospital?
I thought it was gonna be something else.
You guys all know this too.
One more time.
What medical reference book inspired the title of a TV show set in a hospital?
After I just want 2 guesses. It doesn't count, but
10 seconds.
I only got 4 the last time.
It's true. You're done. Nick.
Grey's Anatomy?
That is correct.
I was going to
Wow.
say Grey's Anatomy or ER.
His time was up.
He pulled that out of his big bum. That's Sean's second point, actually.
No, that's my first.
No, you got your first one right.
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't. That was
You put it
Nick.
under the wrong person.
That's right. All right. Sean, for your question.
Great.
What boxing legend credited wrestler Gorgeous George Wagner for inspiring his sense of showmanship and wordplay?
Mike Tyson.
Are you fucking serious?
No.
Nick?
Evander Holyfield?
Doug?
Sugar Ray?
Guys, who? Oh, boy. Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know they went that far back.
Well, you heard wordplay and thought definitely Tyson.
Nick, what
Yes.
group of birds inspired a band that inspired a hairstyle? What group of birds inspired a band that inspired a hairstyle?
That's fucking
Oh,
easy.
I know that.
It is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's pretty fucking easy. Unless you're wearing a Jimmy Fund hat.
Whose steal is this?
Mine.
It's Dougie's.
Fuck you, you fuck.
you want the
He
band?
might fuck up the name.
No,
so
No.
I hope he does.
Counting Crows?
no.
Flock of seagulls.
No, flock of sparrows.
Just say it once.
Sparrows.
Another steal for Doug. Doug hasn't got. Oh yeah, you got one right, Doug. Sorry, Nikki, you're struggling, kid. All right, Doug. The adult human digestive. The adult human digestive tract is about how long? 30, 45, or 60 feet?
45. 45.
No.
Well, one of us is going to get
60.
it wrong.
No.
Shit.
Nick?
What was Gas?
Oh! Dude, I'll give you the question.
60.
No.
Did someone say 60? I was writing something down. I wasn't even
Dude,
paying
that's the
attention.
biggest miss of all time in Trivia Idiots.
Yep.
Oh, did he say one and he say the other?
Yes.
God damn
45,
it.
I had said 60.
God damn
You
it.
go
That's tough.
60.
That's tough.
That's awesome.
All right, Shano, what Hall of Fame wrestler suffered from acromegaly, a disorder that accelerates growth?
Oh,
Really?
Fuck, what is his name? Andre the Giant.
That's correct.
Does
Anybody want a peanut?
Was a pretty cool one, a peanut.
Inconceivable.
Nikki, what actress and political activist made fitness videos in the 80s?
One more time?
What actress and political activist made fitness videos in the 80s? And she still looks pretty good.
Yeah. I don't get the steal on this.
Doug doesn't know it. I can tell by his face. Nick?
No idea. How the hell would I know that?
Grizzly Brinkley.
No.
You guys got me
That's what
good
I was
on
going
the
to go with, but I'm going to go with Suzanne Summers.
Jane.
Fonda.
I was going to say, but they weren't
Jane
singers.
Fondles.
That's right.
You
Was
got
she
me
a
on the
singer, though?
category, guys. You
Yeah,
fucked
they-
me
How does,
over.
hold on,
They
time
did.
out real quick. How
What?
does that have to do with 80s music? She was a singer in the 80s?
Yeah, that's, I guess. No, I don't.
No, that's
yeah.
why I'm like,
I got
how does
fucked.
that make any fucking sense?
Maybe because of the videos.
But what? I can't think of a video.
What
she was in.
PBS star teaches about health while dressed in a bodysuit illustrated with his internal organs?
I don't know, Mr. Rogers.
It's something you've never been called.
One
Or
more
you.
time?
A doctor.
Or you. No. What PBS star?
Einstein.
You guys know what it is, right? It's the guy dressed in like the skin suit,
Yeah.
and he's
What
got
was his
all the-
name?
Yeah, who the hell?
Both his
remembers
first
that?
and last name are something none of you have ever been called. Both his first and his last name.
Dr. Einstein.
Beautiful, successful.
No, that's pretty close though.
No idea.
Slim, good body.
Oh, nice.
All right, and Sean, your final one. What teammate of Michael Jordan was also a teammate of Hulk Hogan?
Not Scottie Pippen. Rodman. Dennis Rodman.
That's correct. All right, so Dougie had 5 points.
Yes.
Nick had 2 points.
Okay.
Shano, 3 points.
Yes.
Doug,
Useless trivia of the
Doug
night.
only got 2 of his questions right. He got 3 steals tonight. Pretty good, Douglas.
Thank you.
Pretty good. I think you would have done even better if you wore your puffy hat.
I know, right? Don't worry. I think you would have got that.
Are you doing a
testing
round
track if you
2
were wearing a
for
better set of
so you're
glasses.
involved?
Yeah. Let's
Do you
want to
play again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to do
I'll
it?
do it. I'll do it.
All
I'll
right.
do it. I'll do it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I volunteered. I took this shit.
All right.
All right.
So
Let's
do
see.
Kev first.
Do me first? All right.
Do me.
Do
me
me.
first.
Okay.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
I'd fuck you so hard. All right, so here we
Dude,
go,
I
guys.
wouldn't
Tell me
fuck
when to
me.
stop. They live in public. Oil.
Oh, yeah.
Oi.
Gold.
Ooh.
I like gold.
Good ideas.
Can we paint his Hugo?
Banks.
Banks. Oh, yeah. I got 80s music.
You remember, you got to try. You want steel stuff too.
Yeah.
That's a boring category. Whatever. All right. All right. Who's next?
We're gonna-
Nick.
We'll start at the beginning here.
All right.
then.
No.
Oh, no?
No, you
Okay.
don't need that.
Guilty pleasures.
Girl Scout cookie.
Wild card.
Ooh, it's wild.
Sparrows.
Puffy hats.
Ancient Greece.
Oh,
this
that's
is a good
brutal.
guess.
Ancient Greece.
That is awful.
Guys, you are really fucking me in the ass tonight.
I would be so good at that one, too.
All right.
All right, ready?
You ready for
With- no.
Sean, Nick?
All right, Sean.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
No, too easy.
Pigs. Sean slept with a few.
Oh, wow. That's
Wow.
pretty good.
That was good. New York City.
No.
I don't even know that word.
What? What is it?
What the fuck? What word is that?
Troubadours?
Troubadours.
Troubadours?
That's like singers, songwriters.
Oh.
Oh, okay. This is Sean's category. Bottoms up.
No, he'll nail that.
This is a tough one. Seriously. Rabbits. Okay, no takers. Wow. Paris.
Oh no, he's been
No.
there. He's been there.
Dude, he's been to Boston. He doesn't know anything that's happening.
Okay, He-Man.
What do you got?
I wish Jeff was here. Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, we had.
We've
that.
had that one. I know all the
So
answers.
we won't do that to you.
Oh, we already did that one.
Yep.
Odd instruments.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, odd
Yeah.
instruments. I like it. Yep. Odd
Got it.
instruments.
All right. So I start.
What
with-
is the flute?
A penis stretcher.
Fucking odd instruments.
All right, I got it.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get like a Moroccan Jebediah.
So I'm going first, then
Yeah.
Nick, then Sean. All right.
Yep.
So, Kev.
Yes, sir. What's my category again?
Banks.
Penises?
Banks.
Banks. God damn
This
it.
could be really easy.
Or
though.
it could be brutal.
Or it could be brutal.
Yeah, you're right.
What body of water takes up a portion of the West Bank's southeastern border?
Ah, so
The
it's not.
West Bank.
What body of water takes up a portion of the West Bank's southeastern border?
What body was southeast in the Western Bank? That would be the.
I'm giving you everybody 20 seconds.
I'll say the Mediterranean.
Do I get to steal
Nick,
that?
Nick.
All right, Nick first. Do you need the question again?
The English Channel.
Okay.
The Baltic.
You're all wrong. It is the Dead Sea.
The Dead Sea.
Are you
Should've
out?
known
Are you out?
that. No.
Just not
I
too
can't
deep
hear.
into it.
Hi.
Okay. You got to hold your mic like everybody else does.
Okay.
All right, Nick's next. So I did not get that.
Fuck you.
Nick.
Nice.
The soldiers of what ancient Greek city felt so protected by the nearby mountains that they didn't build an additional protection from invaders?
Sparta.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sean.
Shawna.
Sorry.
You give up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Troy.
It was Sparta.
Good job,
Oh,
Nick.
wait.
Yeah, if he gets it,
I
just,
know.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
okay.
don't even go through the exercise.
Sorry. I just wanted to see.
No.
Just keep people sweating.
Just want to see if you were an idiot.
That's right.
All right, Shano.
Oh, Jesus.
What is the skin flute?
Yeah, right.
What is the
I
penal
wish.
stretcher?
The Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest particle accelerator, lies beneath what 2 European countries?
What the fuck did you just say? Try it again in English.
The Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest particle accelerator, lies beneath what 2 European countries?
Wow.
Yeah, good luck.
I got
don't
one.
even know what that is.
I got a guess. I got a better question.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Poor Sean. It's like asking what the 20th digit in pi is.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty much.
He's thinking, though. That's the best. The
Hold
best.
on. Did anyone have mysticulatus in middle school?
No.
Miss Galatis, yeah.
Miscellaneous?
I was,
She
no,
had-
no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No, I was not Galatis
Oh.
Higgins.
I need an
I'm
answer.
going to go with
Doug, you did.
France, Germany.
No, that's incorrect.
Oh, I'm going to go with Germany and Austria.
I'm going to go Switzerland, Austria.
You were the closest. France and Switzerland. So no points.
I didn't even know France was next to Switzerland.
That was
It is?
very
I
tough
don't think
question.
so either.
No shit. All right, so
Yes.
Banks.
Swiss
Ah.
Alps.
Back to Banks.
back to Banks.
Carl Banks.
Carlton.
So, Mr. Smith, what is Tyra Banks' term for smiling with your eyes? What is Tyra Banks' term for smiling with your eyes?
Are you fucking kidding?
It's going to be something stupid.
15 seconds.
Smiling with your eyes, huh?
I need an answer.
He needs it.
One more second, Kev.
I have no idea.
All right.
Eh.
No, nothing from you?
No.
Shano?
A little Banksing.
It was very stupid. A smize. S-M-I-Z-E. Smize.
I thought it was a forehead. Fucking
She did have
give
an
me a
IMAX theater.
break.
No shit. All right.
She had 2 IMAX theaters to go
Nick.
with their IMAX theater.
What is the term for someone who pounds fucking M&Ms?
Doug
Doug.
Belmonte.
Dude, this is post fucking cookie whack down.
I know.
Holy fuck.
Dude, this is why quitting smoking is awful.
Good point.
Yep.
No, it's not awful. It's good for you.
Yeah, tell that to my stomach.
It's better than your lungs.
Either way, I'm going to have a heart attack by the time I'm 40.
Old puffy hat. He went down the street. Old puffy hat.
All right, so
He went to the beat. Old puffy hat.
Nick, what 1981 film featured Harry Hamlin as Perseus and Lawrence Oliver as Zeus?
Laurence Olivier.
Oh, I'm sorry. Olivier. I apologize.
Uh,
This was a great movie, too.
Yep.
the Clash of the Titans.
That's
correct. Good job, Trick. You dick. Shano, Weird Machines. What does he have again?
Odd instruments.
Shit, you're never going to answer.
An Alphenhorn has appeared in commercials for what Swiss cough drop?
Oh, Ricola.
That's right.
Nice. That's a good one.
Come on, do it properly, though.
Ricola.
Banks.
Oh, this is a good one. Honestly.
I'm sure. You did pretty good. Not bad.
That kind of sounded like
Kevin,
you.
Banks.
Yes.
What city is home to the first U.S. bank? I knew this.
The first U.S. bank.
Yep.
Philadelphia.
That's correct.
Wow, that's good. Good job.
That's where Hamilton was from.
Shut the fuck up. Go.
Okay.
Dude, can you put Puffy on?
I will. I'll
Thank
put
you.
some puffs on.
Puffy hat. He had a little beer. Huffy Pat. Huffy Pat. His brother hunted for deer. Puffy hat.
All right, you ready?
That really was a squirrel. Huffy
Yeah.
Pat.
What Greek historian is often referred to as the father of history?
Plato?
No.
God damn it. It's like one or the other.
Ooh,
Nostradamus?
Who? He was.
He was
wasn't
Italian.
Greek.
I'm going to take a stab at Herodotus.
That's right. Correct.
Yeah. No?
Yay.
Oh, I get a steel check for that.
You do.
Oh. All right.
Enjoy your polished turd.
Go ahead, Shano.
And Sean, let's see.
Dude, you got the
Yay.
Ricola. I don't know how that's a machine,
Oh,
but
I like it.
Dude,
This is
I
so
have
easy.
to say,
yeah.
the first question was impossible. After that, it's remedial.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Put your hat on for this one.
Yeah, you need it. I gotta be from roll.
Hey,
Hats backwards.
Nick, do we have Doug showing his ass to the camera pre-show? Is that on there?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, probably. What old
Puppy hat.
Was that Willard?
what old time laundry scrubber is played in some American folk music? What old time laundry scrubber is played in some American folk
Come
music?
on.
Everyone knows what it
the
is. What the hell is it
washboard?
called?
That's right.
The washboard.
The washboard.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Good job.
That's what I said. It's remedial.
Right now, boys, this is tied.
Ooh.
It is.
Everyone's got two.
Yep. Oh, sorry. We're back. to
Banks. Oh, Puffy hat.
Oh, this one. I think Nick might be the only one that knows this.
Dude, enough with the commentary before the question. Just fucking get the question out.
Oh, everyone. Oh, Puffy hat.
How can I get the question out?
What's the
with that?
E60 mean? Oh, Puffy hat. That thing ain't clean. Oh, Puffy hat. What lives underneath? Oh, Puffy hat. Some rolls in a beef. Oh, Puffy hat.
I'm done. Go.
He had too much soda to drink. What is the name of the bank in the Harry Potter books?
Oh, he's right.
I know.
You're done.
I might.
You know what it is?
No. Wait. I know. Wardsworth.
No.
No, damn.
It's Green Guts.
That's right.
Oh, you know what that translates to in Latin? Geek.
You know what that translates into? He has one more point than you.
True.
That's a stone point.
Fucking nerd alert. Dude, sing a verse of Puffy Hat with me. Wait. Ready? 1, 2,
No,
3.
get the
Oh, Puffy Hat.
Nick, Achilles.
This is moving fast.
Ooh, Achilles.
Achilles is at the center of what epic poem?
Be careful.
What epic poem? Oh,
What
shit.
epic poem?
Roses are red, violets are blue.
Red rum.
I have a puffy hat, and so do you.
Epic
Rose are red,
poem.
violets are blue. I'm a schizophrenic.
And
so
so
am
am
I.
I.
Fucking best.
I
ever.
love that movie.
Dude, and the doctors are just going
They're
nuts.
fucking
Loved
howling.
it. Yeah.
I have no idea. The
Sean?
epic poem?
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
That was
would
on
be
Jeopardy last
the
week?
Iliad.
That's right. Correct.
That's a poem?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
who crop dusted?
Doug.
Fuck, man.
Hold on,
fucking-
the Iliad,
pound of
the-
M&Ms are
The
making
Iliad,
an
yeah.
appearance.
That's not a poem. It's a
Those
freaking
are
novel.
considered a
Poem.
Just like
It's a novel.
Jesus.
The Iliad and the Odyssey?
the Odyssey is considered a
Oh,
poem.
my
Oh,
God.
Puffy Hat.
Dude.
He let one go.
Oh,
Old Puffy
my
Hat.
God. It smells like a stillborn.
The M&M's dealt a blow. Old Puffy Hat. Those cookies coming back. Old Puffy Hat.
Doug.
Dude,
Really? After you two guys with battle ships?
dude, it tastes like onions.
Tastes like oily fucking rolls. All right.
All right.
Whose turn is
Smells
it?
like Bigfoot's
Oh, it's-
dick.
It's,
So bad in here right now.
Bigfoot's dick. I don't know why. Imagine running into Bigfoot and you just lift that sucker up, take a whiff.
Smells like Bigfoot. I love how it's a woman in the movie who says that too. She goes, "Oh my god, it smells like Bigfoot."
What
dick.
movie is that? What is that?
Anchorman.
That's right. Like Bigfoot's dick. All right, Dougie's pee-peeing himself over there.
I am.
Who's up?
Doug, Nick. I mean, Sean.
Yeah.
Damn it! What is 60?
What instrument does the Phantom of the Opera play in his
Oh my
lair?
God.
I know, remedial.
One more time.
What instrument does the Phantom of the Opera play in his lair? I don't even have to look at the answer.
Oh, you're so special.
That's
With
right.
Phantom of the Opera.
There's a clue on Doug's hat.
Kev, do you know it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Can we
know.
can we give Sean a clue?
No.
But he can't get it.
No, because I want it, you fucker.
All right, if you're gonna answer it.
Do you want to guess?
One more time.
All right, when
Okay,
he gives
what-
up, I'm gonna
One more
give him
time.
a little.
What instrument does the Phantom
No, 'cause I
of
wanna
the
guess it.
Opera play?
Oh,
But
I
you
see.
said you already know it.
But if he says it before I do, I don't
Okay.
get the point.
No. If he gives up and then you give him the
No,
clue.
Nick wanted him to give him a hint and then take another guess.
The piano.
The organ.
No, it's totally
Same
different.
thing.
No,
No, it's
No,
Fucking
no.
That's
It is
bullshit.
Dougie has a puffy hat.
Puffy hat.
Okay, so now we're back to banks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is moving so fast.
No shit. Well, I'm sorry that everyone's singing about Puffy Hat.
No, you doing 2-minute fucking intros in each question on how you know them.
At a blood bank, what is the
Yes.
main responsibility
Ooh.
of
The papa?
a phlebotomist?
Ooh, the phlebotomist is responsible for what?
At a blood bank.
Can
It's
you
a phlebotomist.
Can you spell it?
I think it's
The
Flay.
P-H-L-E
Bobby Phlebotomist.
Bobby Phlebotomist.
B-O-T-O-M-I-S-T.
It's phlebotomist.
Phlebotomist.
No, it's Bobby Phlebotomist. I love that.
So the phlebotomist, what's their main responsibility?
I know the answer. Right now. Right now.
answer is to this.
I want to spell right now.
Wake up. I want to spell right now.
To insert the needle into the patient's arm. Fuck. What?
It's to draw the blood, but
That's what I just said.
Well, you said insert the needle, so I'm like,
it's like a half C there.
dude,
Come on.
dude, it's like you take
organ
my points
piano.
away.
Those are two different
that's two
things.
totally
I'm
different
talking. I
A
said
phlebotomist doesn't give shots.
Oh, he just
we
draws
weren't
the
talking
blood.
about a shot. I said to put the needle in the person's arm.
That's what I
That's
mean.
totally different.
Oh,
He
you know
just
what?
draws
That's a
the
vague.
blood. No, it's totally different. You drawing the blood because that's you putting the tube
Wow.
in.
All right.
Yeah.
That's why
So
he
I'm
didn't
giving it to
answer.
Nick.
Whoa! He didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
I
He
said draw
drawing the
blood.
Wow.
Ooh, you want to go back?
I really don't give a fuck.
You should.
All right.
That's fucking. You're giving him a point for something I said. He just said differently.
No, you didn't. You said that he inserted the needle. There's two totally different. I don't know if that's correct.
But
I just
hold
know
on.
that drawing the
First,
blood
a
is.
phlebotomist only draws blood. That's it.
That's what I said.
No, you didn't.
You said insert the
You
needle.
said insert the needle.
Okay, so who inserts the needle?
I don't know.
The
but-
phlebotomist does.
No.
Your doctor
No.
can insert a needle.
What if
Okay.
A doctor doesn't draw blood.
Hold on, put it this
Stop.
way.
The
I'll give you an
question was,
example.
what's the main job?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What's their main responsibility?
Yeah.
What is their main responsibility?
Drawing blood.
How do you draw blood?
That could be the tube. Hold on. I'll give
There's
you
only one way to draw blood in a blood bank.
No, I'm just saying an EMT can't give you a needle.
What the fuck are you talking
But he
about?
can draw
you
blood.
said what?
But he can draw blood.
It didn't say what kind of professions can draw blood. The question was, what does a biologist do?
Yeah.
And I said, put the needle in. That's their
And
main
that's totally
job.
different because I don't know if he can or not. I can just tell you that he draws
What
blood.
the fuck is he talking about?
He's saying he doesn't know if a phlebotomist can give you a
so if
vaccine.
they hook up an IV, no, if they hook up an IV but the tube's off, and all of a sudden he hooks up the tube and turns it on.
I don't disagree with you, Kev, but your argument sucks.
You're talking.
Your argument sucks.
I'm arguing with two morons. That's why.
No. But your argument is, if I say I put in the needle, that's like saying a doctor with a scalpel is the same an organ surgeon or a brain surgeon.
No, what
same
it's
thing,
like
'cause
saying.
scalpel.
No, what it's like saying is, what's the main job of a gas station attendant? To put the fucking nozzle in the gas tank. That would be a better way to explain it.
Well,
and
no,
then he stole it and he gave it to
but
him.
That's where you're wrong. Is if you're a phlebotomist
Yep.
or a brain surgeon,
Yep.
they both could insert a needle.
That wasn't.
But that's not the main. Yeah, it was. What is the main
What's
job
the main
of
job
a phlebotomist?
Is
right
drawing
to
blood.
put the
blood.
needle in.
To draw
Nah,
blood.
I'm saying no.
Okay.
I'm saying no.
That's
Well,
like saying what's the same thing as a brain surgeon, and you say, oh, well, it's to put the scalpel in to open them up. Well, no, it would be to work on the brain, right? Even though any surgeon could.
No,
your answer wasn't specific.
Because drawing blood involves sticking a needle in someone's fucking arm. There's
That's
no other
not
step to it
That's
except
not what
taking
I'm
it out.
arguing, numbnuts.
That's all. There's
Someone
only
else
step
could
to
be
it.
sticking that in because you need any type of degree or whatever to stick a needle
No,
in.
Doug, that's the
Bullshit.
phlebotomist's
A
job.
nurse can't draw blood, but a nurse practitioner can.
That's not the fucking question.
I'm just saying, so they're two totally different things.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, there
A
isn't.
nurse can't stick a needle on you, but she can draw blood.
What does the nurse have to do with this question? The question is,
It's
we're
the
in a
same
blood bank.
goddamn thing.
What do they do in blood banks?
They draw blood.
Okay, so if you're breaking that down, you're in a blood bank, you're drawing blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
so let's see. Hold on.
So
Hold on. Let's just see if you're right, numbnuts.
So if you're in a blood bank and
Yeah.
you're drawing blood and you're a phlebotomist, what's your fucking job? To draw blood or to stick the needle in to draw the blood?
It would be to draw blood.
Then everybody in the blood bank is a phlebologist.
No.
Phlebotomist.
Well, thank you. Yeah. If you're not a secretary, you're fucking drawing blood, then you're a phlebotomist. And you're talking about
If
nurse
you're-
practitioners.
Hey, numbnuts, you ready for
If you're
this?
allowed to draw blood.
So can a phlebotomist stat IV lines? Maybe in a clinic under a doctor's liability, but in a hospital or where a blood bank, they are the answer to regulatory agencies that require certificates and IV certificates. License. Unfortunately, in this day and age, employers will not allow them to draw IVs. Hence, no,
So that would be
you
sticking a
asshole.
needle.
You lost. Have a nice day. Anyways, going on to the
Okay,
next one.
because number one, that's whatever you just said backed up what I said. You're talking about can they do an IV? IV is not sticking a needle in someone's
Yes,
arm.
it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so how do you draw blood then?
My God, dude. So they're gonna have
No,
somebody
no.
else.
How do you draw blood? Answer that question.
You stick a needle in.
Okay, so if they're drawing blood, what are they doing?
Dude, but that's not the
No,
answer.
no. Answer my question. If they're drawing blood, what are they doing?
They're drawing blood from you.
How?
Can
They're sticking a fucking needle in your arm.
Can I solve this? Can I
but
solve
that
this
person
real
isn't.
quick? Can I solve
Yeah.
this real quick?
Yeah.
If this was Jeopardy, and that question was asked, and you answered it with "put a needle in,"
They would have given
you
it to
would
me.
either been wrong, or he would have asked you to be more specific. No, you wouldn't have been right, Kev.
That's your opinion. You have no fucking
I'm
idea
just
whether
saying-
they would have let me take that.
100%. It's not even.
No, there's no 100%.
No, but
there's
from
no. That's
this-
your opinion, and I'm not saying you're wrong. That's just your
I mean,
opinion.
It's an opinion. I
No,
guess.
you don't work at Jeopardy. You're not a rule maker on Jeopardy, so you wouldn't know.
All right, don't go.
You're just saying 100%.
But
That's
what I'm just
100%
saying
nothing.
is
You
they
relax.
don't have. They
Yeah.
don't have the.
I
don't
got
have
pissed
the
off. All I'm
ability-
saying is you're taking this off to somewhere else. All I'm saying
I'm
is
not.
that's fine. I was wrong. Okay, that's fine. All right.
All right, we can go on.
No, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're done?
Yeah,
Why?
because this is
You're uncomfortable.
ridiculous now. What? Really? We're gonna fucking yell at each other about this shit? Are you kidding me right now?
Dude, we got in an argument. We're over it. Are you over
I
it?
know, but you
I'm
were just
good.
being a
I'm
dick
over.
right there.
So were you.
I was.
When
When
you,
said
you
100%, you just jumped down
only
my throat,
Siths talk in absolutes because you're like, no, you're wrong. It's 100. I'm 100% right. Is that not what you just said?
Kev. First of all,
Oh boy.
relax, settle down.
That's all.
First
I'm
of all,
settled.
Can
that's
we
all I
go
said
forward?
was-
Are we
wait,
okay?
just to solve this, if we were on Jeopardy, you would have been asked to be more specific, and I think you would agree with that.
Fine.
I really think you would agree.
Okay.
I apologize. I was a dick. I was.
All right, so going forward real
Because
quick.
you guys both actually have legitimate arguments. Both cases, you really do have legitimate arguments. I don't think Kev was necessarily wrong.
I don't think you were wrong either, but today's day and age, people will sue after
but
everybody,
again,
so that's
with
why.
this game, there's no set rules. We just kind of go back and forth.
Right.
Nick gets it. You're right.
When he said needle, you should have said be more specific instead of said no and then went to Nick.
I didn't think Nick would have had it right away. I apologize.
besides
I
the
know. I apologize. That was my fault.
Bottom
All
line.
right, so anyways.
Bottom line. I was wrong. I apologize. You're right. I got way too upset. I apologize. Puffy hat.
I apologize to Target glasses.
I love how it's Target.
You can go back.
Why are you calling me? Do these look like they're from Target? Because I
No,
wish
they
they were
just-
from Target.
No,
they're
they
from
just
fucking.
look like women's
It
glasses.
kind of looks like Jenny Jones from the talk show in the 90s.
You know where they're from?
Star Jones.
What's the place? Ocean State Job Lot.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
That
say
place is
Walmart.
awesome.
6-pack for $2. That's why they're pink.
And so, how come you chose the pink one to wear if you had a 6-pack?
Because they come. There's like 4 browns and then a pink and then like a purple.
So you could have chosen one of the 4 browns, but you decided. To
No,
be
I already
different.
Break 'em all?
shat through those, so I'm down to the pink ones. That's why.
I thought you wanted to be like Jeff and be different.
4 for $6.
Anyways, so
No, 6 for like $2. That's why they're fucking cheap.
Nick, what kind of tree, significant to Greek culture since ancient times, represents wisdom and peace?
The olive tree.
That's right.
What question was that?
By the way,
number
you don't
4.
have to give me that last one there.
No, you got it, Nick.
No,
I
you
was
got
just
that.
being a dick. Sean was right. I was being a dick.
That had some religious backup to it.
So what number was that?
That's the number 4.
All right.
Shauno, whose song "Show Me the Way" helps make famous the talk box, a gadget that makes an electric guitar sound like it's speaking?
Oh, my
Yeah, you got this.
Ah, you think
This is
you
such
got
a
it?
good song.
It is a great
So
song.
good.
It was on like, oh my God, what does it mean?
He used to. I'm not saying shit. Sorry.
Hey, you know that song by Billy Idol,
Yeah.
"Eyes Without a Face"?
No.
That's a good song too.
I was thinking of a song for Sean. It's called "Eyes Without Eyebrows." Your eyes without eyebrows.
Sean, I'm giving you 5 more
God,
seconds.
the
buddy.
juice
It's either
man
you
over
know it or
here.
you don't know it.
No.
He knows it. He just can't remember it.
You know it or you don't.
The
He
juice
can
man.
hear
Doesn't
it.
even make sense.
Shut up. I'm giving you 5.
Don't fight. You're being a dick.
The juice man.
All right, that's it. Wait, Kev.
I'll give him another 2 seconds. Go ahead.
It's not going to come to me in 2 seconds.
Peter Frampton.
That's right.
Damn it.
Wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow.
All right, last round. Thank God. Kev,
Yes.
archaeologist and Professor Edgar Banks is said to have inspired what movie hero?
Oh,
Oh,
After I read it, I'm like, I know this.
he's the
Yeah.
guy. He's the guy who puts needles in your arm.
Yep, that's it.
Indiana Jones.
That's correct without even looking at it.
Dr. Henry Jones.
You just said you looked at it.
I said without, and then I looked at it just to make sure.
Oh boy. Oh, Pete's.
I should have gotten that. That's terrible that I didn't.
All right, so
I felt like
Just
Wayne.
that feel good music.
I felt like Wayne.
yeah.
What's the one that goes? What's the actual name of it? Do you feel like I do? That's from that same album. I think that's it. Feel like I do. You know that one?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You, if you heard it,
Nick.
you'd know it.
ready?
Yes.
Which event was never in ancient
Special
Olympics? Or Special Olympics? It probably isn't. In
Wait,
Special
what was?
Olympics.
Oh, I thought it was a special.
You just happened to say Special Olympics, and I said Special Olympics at the same exact time.
You know what it was?
So what event was never in ancient Olympics? Was it boxing, the marathon,
Nick
or
and the
horse
Ringer.
racing?
Jimmy Fun Golf was never in the Olympics.
All right, one more time. Sorry.
Which event was
Puffy
never
hat.
in ancient Olympics? Boxing, marathon, or horse racing?
Oh, that's easy.
Horse racing.
That's correct.
Really? Oh, I would have thought
No,
boxing.
it's not.
I would have thought boxing.
That's not correct.
Oh well.
Well, it's only 3 options.
I
so
know if
Jones
he
gonna
doesn't get it.
I don't, well, dude, you fucked it up the last time around.
All right, so horse racing. What do you think it was?
I thought it was boxing.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
The marathon.
That's right.
What?
The first
Oh,
Olympic
dude, we're
marathon
fucking
took place in
idiots.
1896.
That it's called a marathon because that guy
Because
had
of
a
the
run
guy.
from 26.2 miles from one city to the other. One was called Marathon. He ran from Marathon to I don't know where. So that makes sense.
I thought that was well in that.
That's what I'm saying, though. He said ancient Olympics, so.
So,
Yeah,
Sean,
did you say the first Olympics was in 1896?
No.
First modern was.
First Olympics that had a marathon was in 1896.
Dope.
All right, so Sean, this is the last question. That's what I was thinking.
You're being a dick.
What instrument do you play by moving your hands around two antennas? We come up with a solid.
Between
Are
two
you fucking
antennas?
serious?
Oh, yeah. You guys know what it is.
You know what it is.
But the name of it's got to be obscure.
Yeah. You know exactly what it is.
Two antennas.
Two antennas? What instrument do you play?
What is ski polling two Chinamen?
That's correct.
I don't know.
What the fuck? I have no
Kevin?
idea.
Buffy or chair. The Zydeco. I have
good,
no
but
fucking
no.
clue.
I don't know what it's called, but when you put your hand over it, goes wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
they use it a lot in
wow.
60s music.
What's
and
it
stuff.
called?
A theremin.
Oh.
The old Thera.
I have heard of a theremin.
But think about all the 60s and 70s music, that groovy
Yeah.
sound, the high pitch, low pitch. That's what that is.
Groovy's the exact right word, too.
Yeah, right?
Yep, it is. Groovy, man. Groovy.
Groovy.
Well, let's see. What
Thurman?
We've had a religious debate, a near.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is
it's
that
only
it?
1 o'clock.
What is that? Let me see it, Trick.
Ooh, they're playing Wizard of Oz.
Antenna 1, antenna 2.
There's no way that's legit.
Yeah.
Trivia question. What song is this?
You just
Somewhere
said
over the
it.
rainbow.
That's right. I said Wizard of Oz when I said the song.
Is he pulling something? Or?
No, it's just
your hand.
the frequency.
Oh, Sean's not impressed.
I thought it was pretty cool.
It's very fucking cool. I don't
think it's pretty
understand
cool,
it.
But I don't think it's that great. I don't think it's that
It
crazy.
sounds awful. After a while, you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is
But
awful."
you use it as a background instrument. You know?
Hey, can you do Planet of the Apes for us just real quick?
What?
I keep losing it. It cuts out on my phone.
Dude, he lost his mic. Dude. It's just
he attacked it.
Well, all right. Does anyone have anything else for tonight? You want to fight again, or
I wanted to talk about Darrell Revis.
did you feel like we didn't talk enough about that? Oh, Nick.
wanted to vent.
Well, it's fucking. It pisses you off
I
because
don't
it's
wanna talk
again Belichick, me and fucking Belichick, right?
balls.
What does 360 mean, or E60 mean?
I don't know. It's probably a hat company.
Is it?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Established 1960.
Probably.
What's the front?
Dude, that literally looks like you found
Probably
it in the
established
parking lot.
1960. Dude, I did.
No.
This thing is.
How old is that?
Oh,
Fuckface.
I want to say like
First,
8 or 9 years old.
take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Dude, what's that from?
It's from
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Let me hear that again. That's fucking
Awesome.
awesome.
I love that
He was
line.
great in that.
Oh, phenomenal.
One more time.
That's
Trick.
probably his greatest role.
Oh, okay, Flaming Dragon. Fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
What else you got tonight, Nick?
Something you guys haven't heard
Before we
before?
wrap up. Yeah, sure.
I think I played everything.
Yeah.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Does anybody want to see the new one?
That's from.
That's
That's
from the
Dumb
Dumb
and
and
Dumber.
Dumber.
When he loses his job. Does anybody want to see the new one?
No.
Like, I'll wait for it.
Dumb
the
and
new,
Dumber?
The new Dumb and Dumber.
I saw it.
Oh, you saw it?
is- Yeah, it's already on video on demand.
Oh, is it?
And it is so fucking bad.
Is
Oh,
it?
okay, that's
It's
what I thought.
it's embarrassing.
And you
Yeah,
love
it's
you love the original?
I love the original.
Does
That was good.
Does anyone want to see Hot Tub Time Machine 2?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
I
that was one I
do.
forgot.
What? What?
Forgot. Your BlackBerry's so old it was in Hot Tub Time Machine. I forgot that one.
1 and 2.
Oh, that's good.
That's where he says to him, "You look like a minor Tyler Perry character." Fucking classic. Doug, no interest, huh?
No, I do. It's just one of those. Maybe I'll wait till it's out on demand.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely.
I think they touched the sun with the first
I
one.
don't think anyone's going to the movies for it, but movies.
I don't know. This,
I think most movies are put out nowadays with the aftermarket in consideration. Don't you think?
Oh, it's funny.
Some.
Remember,
But some of them are really.
Probably episode 2 of this podcast, we started making fun of Angelina Jolie.
Oh, yeah.
And she was producing a movie that we all watched the trailer for, and we were like, wow, that
bombed.
actually looks pretty good. Fucking bombed.
Yeah, why? What did they say about it?
Is it the military movie?
Unbroken, yeah.
Unbroken.
What did they say?
Bombed.
Nothing?
I don't remember what they said.
Because it looked so good. The story's good. I mean, I don't get that.
Well, speaking of that, maybe we can tap into this just a little bit before we call it quits.
Tap in?
The Oscars. You guys have any feelings about the Oscars? Or you're like, eh.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
really
always the same shit.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like that's just someone's opinion? I mean,
well, the
It
Oscars,
is.
they're so like you have to fit their
Political,
molds.
too.
Well, you just have to fit their mold for a movie, and
Well, you know what it is too. Like
and-
the movie of the year, they
What
always
one?
loved. What do you call Bradman?
No, not
Yeah,
necessarily. Well,
that one,
it depends
Best
on
Picture.
yeah, best picture. That's what I was asking. Yeah,
And they always love. Hollywood loves movies about Hollywood, and that's what it is. It's about an actor that got washed up that's trying to make himself number one again.
Did anyone
I
see
will
Birdman?
say I was
No,
good,
but I want
happy.
to.
I was happy for Michael Keaton.
I was
He's
too.
kind of disappearing
I
for what
know.
20
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
years.
Yep.
By the way, they're coming out with a new Beetlejuice, and I'm really excited about it because
Oh,
he's playing as
why?
Beetlejuice.
Did Michael
But,
Keaton write that movie too, or did he produce it?
He didn't write it. It was
Did he just star?
There
in
was
it?
a Mexican guy that directed and
Because
produced it and
Sean
wrote
Penn
it.
got all people got all.
Oh, I
fucking
know.
Panties in a
How did
bunch
this
'cause
Mexican get his green card?
Yeah, Sean Penn. He won best producer for Birdman 2, and on its way up to the stage, Sean Penn goes, "Somebody get this guy a green card." It's a joke. They're good friends, and
best
like if
producer,
you and
best
I were
actor.
going up or something, and I said
everybody
something,
was
yeah.
all
God.
upset
Well, not to
about
mention
it.
that, like, he worked with him. I don't know what movie. I know they were talking about that. They worked together. And, yeah, so they were good friends.
But it's so America, they don't understand the
You
scope.
can't say that on TV.
Well, they don't understand the scope. Like, possibly, like maybe these guys are friends. It was all of a sudden because of social media. It was Sean Penn's a racist.
Well, it was the
like,
same thing too.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
Neil Patrick Harris made a joke.
Oh yeah.
After documentary won, and I don't blame him because it became so dark that he had to lighten the mood. So his joke was, this woman was wearing a dress and balls were hanging off of her, and he said, "Oh, you got to have balls to wear a dress like that." Yeah. But she won Best Documentary.
awesome.
She was sitting there saying how her son committed suicide, and she wants to bring suicide to full light. Well, then he made that joke, and a lot of people thought it was out of bad taste. And I'm like,
why?
Exactly.
Because it was after.
It was after that.
So again, what
It's
people
America.
fail to realize, because this is America, is they watched that one thing and said, and then they went after Neil Patrick Harris for that, not realizing that this guy has to stand out there for 4 hours and come up with material.
Yeah, right.
Nobody appreciates the fact that he's got to come off the wit and go off of what people do.
I was going to say that was pretty a fresh joke,
yeah.
right? I mean,
no, it was good, but it was because it came off of that.
Most impressive moment of the night that truly shocked me, I have to say, Lady Gaga.
That she was phenomenal.
Holy fuck.
She was phenomenal.
Out of nowhere. No makeup, no nothing.
I have to be honest
ugly
with you.
as shit.
Never thought the girl had talent.
Like that,
you just kind of bluff her off. It's pop music, right? And then I heard her sing. I mean, that is a difficult song to sing. And fucking that was operatic
She
almost.
sung 5 songs all in one giant long song.
Fucking unbelievable.
Oh,
I
and
mean,
everyone said it. Well, when I was listening to, like I was saying, NPR.
It was the Sound of Music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was all the songs from Sound of Music that she did. The best part of that show was the last hour, and it was supposed to end 2 hours before that because it's supposed to be cut off
They
at
always
11.
do, right?
Yeah.
No, I would like. There was some, obviously you have your down times and stuff like that. It's just because it's so.
Do you
long.
watch it every year? Like,
I try to.
I record it and then watch it. I can't sit
I
through
try
the
to.
fucking commercials. It's just, Julie Andrews, by the way, when she came
I know
out,
that was great.
how good did she look?
I know
That woman's 80 years old.
Yeah.
She looks fucking. One last thing about the Oscars. One of the girl who won Best Supporting Actress.
I know who you're talking about.
From Boyhood. I can't think of her name, but Tilly, one
Yep.
of the Tilly sisters. Jennifer? No, the other one. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, the other one.
She says something about women. They start with the women shit, and Meryl Streep stands up
Meryl
and
Streep
stuff.
went nuts.
But they're all actresses. What a fucking... Shut up.
I know.
What fucking rights are you going for now? Give me
Right,
a break.
exactly.
What? And I said that in front of my wife. Big mistake. And she says, do you know in the workforce women get paid? I go, not nowadays. I don't believe that for a fucking minute.
Yeah.
That women get paid less for doing the same job. You do?
No, I don't at all.
No. Yeah.
I think...
The what?
I think the complete opposite of that, yeah.
It's almost turned that way, right?
Right.
That's my feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you still got to hold the door for him. You
I
still got to fucking, it's...
The biggest thing that stood out to me, and obviously they always do, any type of racial movie every year, whether it's, like 12 Years a Slave, or you even go back to, like, Schindler's List and all that stuff. And they always try to talk about that when I try to bring up a point. And Common brought up the best point. That was because of Selma, and they won Best Song.
Yeah.
He didn't just incorporate it of people of color. It was everybody. Like you look at nowadays of social inequality, whether you're being bullied all the time because of your color, because of your race, because of your sexual origin, because of your religion. I thought that spoke volumes. We're not sitting there talking about, and obviously as we can see,
I thought that song was awful.
I thought the song was awful too, but I just liked what he was saying.
But why were people crying and shit like that? I don't know.
Because it was because of what it is. Now,
It's like
granted,
people crying when
everything-
Obama got elected as president. They were.
I get that. I actually
Right.
get that. But why are you crying about? I don't know.
I know. I hear you. You know who I wanted to punch in the face? Oprah.
Because I think
I wanted to punch Oprah in the face.
I will say, even if you didn't like the song, I thought the
idea,
the theatrical side of it was actually pretty moving.
Yeah, okay.
No, but I
fair
just like
enough.
the
I
fact
just-
It had the Selma Bridge, it was, and again, I know, with Hollywood, they're so disconnected with real life.
Yeah.
No one really lived back through Selma, obviously, but, so I could see it getting a little
The
bit
guy who
emotional,
played
but
King
again-
was
Yeah,
fucking
he's-
British. That was
Right,
hysterical,
and he was, I know.
And he's
That's what
crying,
killed me the most. I'm
and-
like, dude, you realize your family never had slavery because there was no slavery in London. It just didn't happen.
There
Okay, I'm
was,
sorry.
but
Maybe in the 900s there was, but when there was slavery in the 1700s,
It was banned.
there was
in,
none.
Yeah, there was. It was banned
In the 1700s, no, there wasn't.
You want to go here?
Yep.
It was banned in Britain in 1806. So
Really?
yeah,
Oh, I thought they never had. That's why a lot of them
still
wanted to go to
fucking
Britain.
60 some odd years before we banned it.
No, true.
So 50 some odd years, excuse me. But
Well, we had a civil war.
Well, that was different
Before they
though.
banned
We didn't have the civil. We won't get into this discussion tonight because we can.
the
sit here for 6
Civil War
hours.
was most definitely all about slavery, but it was about the economic impact.
That's
of
what
it.
all. That's all they cared about, which I don't blame them. You want to try to cripple them.
Well, that was the economy of the South was built on.
Well, that's
slavery.
what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't. It wasn't because of you felt bad and that they should be free, which they should be.
I'm glad you think that way.
I know, right? But it was no. I didn't want to say for this just the sake of that, but it was to try to economically cripple them. That's why.
What do you mean? We were trying to cripple them?
Yeah, slaves were freed because we wanted to economically cripple them so they couldn't build an army.
No.
What?
Yes.
No.
Dougie, stop.
That's
Nope.
not true.
All right.
No, not even close.
What are you talking about?
The South didn't want to get rid of slavery. They were against it. That's what started the war.
But that's what I'm
That's
saying.
why they
but
succeeded.
No, you were saying they wanted to cripple them, so they freed the slaves to
cripple the South.
to cripple the South. The
Yes.
emancipation.
You have the right.
Emancipation
You have the right argument. You're on the wrong side of what you're trying to say. I think.
Well, the Emancipation Proclamation didn't happen until after they seceded.
It happened in 1863, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But they already seceded at the time. You get what I'm saying?
No, do you get what
no.
they're saying though? You're trying. The South didn't want to lose slavery because it was a huge business for them.
Agreed.
You were saying that the North wanted to cripple the South, and that was their motive for getting rid of slavery. That's not the case.
Right.
That's what you said though, and I think that's what you.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Right. That's wrong.
That the North wanted to cripple the South after they trying to secede because of the amount of money
But
that they weren't making.
The North's motive wasn't, hey, we want to cripple the South to
So
get
let's
rid of
abolish slavery. That
they
wasn't
wanted
why
to
they did.
abolish slavery because they didn't believe.
And in turn, it would cripple the South.
Well, yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Absolutely. My bad. I'm sorry. I totally missed. You guys.
Are you paying the translator, or do I have to? We need a translator to communicate.
Mediator.
Sometimes we really do, dude. Like I was still on the highway and you got off on the fucking exit 57.
I was lost in the wilds of fucking New Hampshire like I was tonight. That's why I had to text you.
Where the hell were you?
Another time, another place. I was getting ready to argue with Sean and Doug, Puffy Hat, about sticking needles in arms, I guess. Don't fuck with us. Vertex Gaming. All right. Well, that's the end of episode 9.
Oh, man.
It's only been 9.
9 times. That's what you should have done.
You know, it's only 1 o'clock. We usually go till like 2.
No, we don't.
We do not.
Never
Doug.
gone till 2.
Shh. I just don't want to go home right
I meant
now.
to tell you, Shano, I watched Just Friends last night with the kids.
Oh, that's so funny.
Good. So good.
Jamie. He's like, you're going to get the
Jamie Palomino.
Wow, that's pretty good. What was it? Dinkelman.
What are we talking about?
Just Friends, the movie.
It's just
Oh, Just Friends. I thought you said like Jeff's Friends. I'm like, what?
I forgot how funny the scene was when he shoots the hockey puck, it hits him in the mouth, and he's laying in the sled, and the girl sees his mouth, and she passes out, and Dinkelman catches her, and she goes, "Oh my God, Dusty Dinkelman." He goes, "Well, yeah, I go by Dusty Lee now," and he's in the sled, and he goes, "Dusty Lee."
Oh my God.
Dusty Lee. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks, or
Yes, unless
Joyce.
barring
Joyce?
scheduling issues for anybody.
Mom, I'm on the phone. Joyce.
And then she goes, "Honey, how did you get to Joyce's house?" He goes, "No, Mom, I'm in the other room, 10 feet away from you, on the phone." Joyce. She was great. She was in an Amanda. What's the one that went nuts?
Amanda Bynes?
Yeah, she was in a movie with her too, where she's a soccer player and she pretends to be a boy.
Yeah. June.
June Bugs.
Just one of
right?
the boys or something? No.
June
Bugs.
Oh, you thinking of Ladybugs? Back in the
Ladybugs,
80s?
that's what it was.
No, it's
Big
it
Green?
Was, She's the Man.
She's the Man. That's it. Great fucking movie.
Yeah. And that was
Sorry, I
with,
thought
what's
about Rodney
with the guy that
Dangerfield.
all the girls love.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's so sexy.
He's not. He's no Brad Pitt.
Oh, Brad Pitt, I want to have his love babies.
What's in the box, man?
What's in the box?
That's still like top 5.
All right, well, let's
biggest
sign off
movies.
this shit show.
What's in the box?
Get him.
All right, everyone. Sean just hung up his fuck. What are you doing, buddy?
Sean's officially checked out.
He's like, my headphones don't work.
It's been 3
can I
hours
just show
and
you something
33
real quick? Can I
minutes.
show you something real quick?
Outro?
Look.
All right, Nick, take us
Regular
out, buddy.
size
All right.
John Holmes.
See you later.